And let's see, I'm going to review a movie with some other people in about 30 minutes. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I should throw on some music. Let's throw on that devil shit. I remembered this song. On that devil shit. I don't know if I can have the, I don't know if I can watch someone else's stream and not have my connection suffer for it. I'd have to just have the Discord window up to indicate that I am on someone else's stream. What's up, JR6, Big Dumb Moron and Colosseum? I'm about to, in like half an hour, I'm gonna review the Stalker movie with a couple people, including that Thomas White guy. We ended up not doing, he just kind of does streams whenever he feels like it. He wasn't really committed to, I thought we were gonna stream yesterday, but whatever. Because we're doing this anyway, so it doesn't matter. Niggas on that devil shit. Devil got that chronic in his mouth. It's on that devil shit. This track is just so cool. Like, I don't even like rap normally, but I just like this 90s devil shit rap. Low key on that devil shit. Such a funny. It's so funny, but it actually is legitimately a good song. If you're rapping this way and it sounds dark and ominous, like the samples that he's using. That's like the vibe he's actually giving off. That actually sounds cool. Plus the album art too. Satanic rap is pretty sick. I would probably listen to more shit that's like this. Nah, no. Now it's just playing random shit. No, I only want to listen to that one. I don't want to listen to anything else. Children of the Corn, Black Magic. Girl. Okay, yeah, this is similar. It's just I can imagine the projects at night just hearing this in the 90s. It had a very unique vibe that I only had a scarce relation to because I was like fucking 5 years old to 8 years old. Stuff like Insane Clown Posse, where they try to be edgy and talk about like killing dudes with a hammer. It's like it's pretentious bullshit. I want to listen to a dude just sing about like, not like put up a front, like look how hardcore I am, I kill people, but like just being like an actually depraved person and smoking weed or upping your game, smoking heroin or shooting heroin, smoking crack, and doing serial killings. It's just a lot of it. Like it sounds the same in premise, but it's just a lot of it's just like the vibe where real rappers are just fucking try hard. Like if you wear a fucking suit and you get record deals, like you're not doing it. You're a fucking poser. Or I guess for the photo shoots, they usually do show up with like the big T-shirt and the gold chain to shake hands with the Jew in the suit. And if you're doing that too, you're fucking. Whatever music you're making is probably poser shit. Yeah, somebody. This feels like somebody is actually experiencing hell, and they likely faded into obscurity and never really got popular. They're just like, they have a cult following at most. And by the way, like a lot of that popular 90s gangster rap is poser shit. It feels like poser shit. I've listened to it enough times to say that. I don't care that it was in San Andreas. It sounds like fucking... It sounds like some big fucking record label produced fucking slop.
trill, nigga don't feel dark side coming up and you know Lil Graham made it here. So watch your back, nigga, cause I might take your fucking soul. Every clear up in my system, but my blood runs ice cold. Tales that you heard from the fucking clip.
When the song ends in about a minute, I'm gonna hop into a voice chat.
I'm the type of nigga that'll beat you thick off with a stick. 9 million cars, really poppin', drop these hoes. Nigga constantly talking junk. Man, these niggas must on cloud. Demons creeping while they're sleeping. Then I clear my fucking yacht. Bullets start to pop on stations when I drop the fucking pump. 80% of these niggas are scared.
I also just like the aesthetic of the album art. It does really set the tone before you even start listening. It's got that I'm evil nigga vibes. I'm evil. I'm on that devil shit. Yeah, they just said devil shit. Gotta be on that devil shit. You gotta be an actual impoverished person that, like, does fucked up shit. And there's no Jew coming to save you with a record deal. Alright, I'm hopping into this voice chat and then we'll review this movie. I don't know. I don't know if I've had people on my stream before. I think I've done it a couple times, but not really. So I've been going on streams, like I said. I've been going on Wolf streams, Celtic Cat streams. I'm gonna go on Thomas White's stream. I've been talking to. There's just like a lot. It's mainly just like black pillars. A lot of like right wing sentiments. There's But yeah, whatever.
Hold on, who jumped in?
Me.
Okay, yo, what's up, Dag?
Hey, Daggers, how's it going?
You caught me right before I was about to say a slur. I don't want to say on your Twitch.
Yeah, like the thing about Twitch though is I'm so obscure and they delete all the VODs after a week.
Yeah, so you just archive them on your Rumble.
Yeah, they don't save videos for longer than a week unless you're big enough.
Well, so censorship isn't a big deal anyway, I guess.
I mean,
guess that's kind of what happened to Western with Kick. They deleted all his stuff after the new year.
Yeah, I didn't know they just automatically did that. Well, I guess they can't, they can't, it would take too much, space to, save all that, all those hours of live streaming that happens every single day, permanently.
Well, it's on YouTube. If you watch a video that's older than 10 years, and it could be a video filmed 2008 and the quality is so shitty, the video quality wasn't actually that bad. It's just been so hyper compressed to save space on servers for YouTube.
Oh, yeah. I know, in the early days, you could only make a video up to 10 minutes on YouTube. In the very early days. I also think they had, a built-in, reply function where you could, respond to somebody's video. It was, built into the, YouTube UI, I think.
I know YouTube, I think the only year they ever turned a profit was 2018, 2019.
well,
They're the first video site to start paying people.
You also have to think a lot of it it pays off in other ways, like how Twitter doesn't really turn a profit. It's more that it promotes ads, it does social conditioning, and it gives you data for training AI models, and that's
True.
where
That's good.
That's where Google makes its money back. And that's also why Elon Musk bought Twitter. So he didn't buy it at a loss for freedom of speech. No, that was bullshit, clearly.
Yeah, and some
Well, live post money, anyways.
Yeah, that's why Google's inevitably going to win all this generative AI bullshit in the end. They just released that shitty game generator where you just walk around in a hallucinating world that just changes when you're not looking at it, and it's like there's no like actual gameplay. You just walk around in it. It would never be able to do something like Stalker or Fallout, and it's 24 frames per second. The only reason they could even do that shit is because of the data that Google has access to.
what's it called again?
Genie or something.
I know their AI is called Gemini, but I don't know what the game AI would be called something different.
I think. Oh, by the way, ChatGPT just started
I
inserting
know.
advertisements into like the LLM. Like the what's the guy's name? Sam Altman. He said they were never going to run ads, but now like they're running ads in like ChatGPT, and they're going to be specifically catered to you as an individual, just because they like obviously that already happens on the regular internet, but I think it's going to be even more like targeted. Like in the past, like advertisements were made for like broad demographics of people, like old guys or like young women, but now they're going to be hyper like targeted just to like specific individuals.
Yeah, they're gonna try to anyway, and they're still trying to get everybody onto their browsers. They're taking more control of your operating system. They can make you use their browsers, or else you can't use their computers. And their computers are the only ones you can buy.
Right, right.
So yeah, they'll just surround you and they'll farm your data, and then like there's you know what pisses me off about ads is like they're mostly aimed at like the middle to upper class because none of these fucking things have anything to do with a poor person. So they're a complete waste of fucking time.
I don't think I've ever been convinced by an ad in my life, to be honest. At least not like an obvious one. Maybe there's been like implicit ads that I've been influenced by without really noticing, but like as for like YouTube ads and TV ads, I don't think I've ever been persuaded to buy anything based off of an ad.
I think
It's
the only time I bought something through an ad I saw was a holster for a pistol. I was like,
yeah,
yeah, I kind of want a holster, and then like I saw an ad. It was Craft Holsters. That's actually a good company, but I saw an ad from them and I bought something.
I wonder how much advertisements actually work, because I guess the logic of capitalism is that they have to work, or else capitalists wouldn't spend so much money on them. But I don't know, like even like for stuff that I do like let's say like you have a an ad for Goislop, like I don't know, like I don't see like a Goislop ad and get immediately activated to go
Everybody
buy
knows what
Goislop.
Coca-Cola is. Do you really need
Yeah,
to
I don't know.
advertise it?
Maybe you need a reminder. I don't know.
I think they want to keep their presence in society because it fades over time. I think
So like, yeah, yeah.
yeah, like it feels like it's all around us, and like of course everybody knows about it, but I think it would probably fade away over time. That's actually part of the marketing is like why do you even need marketing because everyone knows what it is. That's actually a product of the marketing.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. It just has to be in your long-term memory. Like you don't have to be ever be consciously thinking about it.
Well, it's like in a grocery store, milk and bread are on opposite sides of the store usually. So they have to walk past all these products in the store to get to the two most bought items.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's also funny how pissed off they get whenever they find out about botting ad viewership. Like they do fucking very little about any other form of botting except when people start botting how many people are watching the ads.
Oh, wait, who gets pissed off at that?
Capitalists do. They shut that
Oh,
down right away. That's something that actually pisses them off.
yeah.
Because that hurts the people paying for the ads. That hurts the platform that the ads are running on. So yeah, they shut that down right away.
Yeah, yeah. What have you guys been up to today?
Uh, I finished watching Stalker, and then I before that I drove my dad to the weed dispensary.
Oh, nice. He does. You guys like smoke together?
No, I don't. I don't do any drugs, but you
Is it
know,
like medicinal?
no. I mean, I don't know what the way that I see people using it. Like they have medical cards, but I mean, they're not using it for medicinal reasons.
Right, right.
It's like you can literally just order whatever kind of weed you want.
I don't know what it is. Every time I'm getting ready to stream, my cats have to start sewing out. They're getting like goy beam, dude.
I hope Thomas and XS Mail can make it in time.
Excess mail will make it. It's Thomas
Yeah,
is a wild card in this.
yeah. He's
I
busy
don't think
golfing
he's ever
probably.
been on time.
Yeah.
He's called Thomas Black for a reason.
Maybe it's a power move. We just have to wait for him. Like we're sitting here in anticipation.
It's like when
I think that's in like that book, The 48 Laws of Power. I think like you
I don't think
arrive.
Thomas is conscious about it though. I think he's just
I'm just joking. I
blatant.
know he's not intentionally trying to like mog us by showing up late and having us wait on him.
Yeah, like there's some subtle social manipulation where you make people start thinking about you just enough, but that you don't lose presence by not showing up.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You have to be like relatively low anxiety to like show up late to places without caring. Like you can't be too conscientious.
What's called fashionably late.
Exactly. Daggers, this is your first time seeing this movie as well?
No, I've seen it like over 10 years ago. I just had to rewatch
Ah,
it.
gotcha,
I didn't remember
gotcha.
I didn't remember a lot of specifics about it.
See, I see.
I actually completely forgot they spend a lot of time inside of the factories and shit.
Have you
Uh,
guys seen a lot of movies by Tarkovsky or?
I've only ever seen this and the other science fiction movie he had. Stellaris, whatever it's called.
What's that about?
You know, like space and shit.
Okay,
Think like the
that's
Soviet
a good
version of
explanation.
2001 Space Odyssey.
Okay.
Might have heard of that movie, but I haven't seen it.
And when is excess mail gonna hop in here? Thomas will just
Yeah, he's online,
randomly
right?
show up. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
typing in the server, just local, which he's a cool dude. Which he's like a homie, so he just like added me and Caesar. Was just like, hey, thanks for letting these deep conversations flow in the sphere, along with like Thomas and
Who texted you
Dashboard
just
and
now?
Western. Huh?
Who
You're in the
texted you
server
just now?
meetings.
Oh,
It was a guy added me and Caesar in a
okay.
me and Excess and Excess the server.
Gotcha.
But I mean, I didn't really feel like I'm doing much. I'm just hanging out, and letting people yap.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have much to say. I mean, I've noted some things down to remember to say about the movie, but it's nothing like deep.
Yeah, I kind of just have some things to say about the archetypes of the characters and their exchanges.
Yeah, like their debates. Yeah.
And I'm probably going to yap for a bit about Roadside Picnic and the Stalker games.
Yeah, well, I expected that. I was like, well, you obviously, I mean, if you're like a 4chaner that plays games, you're gonna if you
You can play Shadow, Chernobyl, fucking Call of Pripyat, Clear Sky.
play the Metro series and then you read or listen to Roadside Picnic and you watch the Stalker movie. Pretty much all obligatory.
That's how I got into it. I played Metro 2033 first, and then I played Last Light. Then I went and played the Stalker games. Now I found out they were based on a book, and I was like, oh wait, there's a movie too, and that's how I watched the movie the first time.
I feel like we're gonna be repeating this anyway. Yeah, that is why I got so I don't know much about like actual cinematography and specifics, but I mean,
That's what. That's
Well,
Excess
Access Mail
Mail's
came clutch.
specialty.
Access Mail knows he's like a self-defined film snob, so he knows quite a bit
He's
about
an
all
art
that. So
snob. Yeah.
yeah,
and
he'll cover us.
he's gonna be like, I got shot on like a 40 millimeter camera with like a sepia filter or some shit.
Exactly.
He'll know. He will. He'll tell you. He prefers real over digital in terms of film.
Hey, Thomas. How's it going?
Yo, what's up, Thomas?
Where's where's Excess now?
He's online. I don't
Here,
know.
I'll text him again. He's. I don't know if he's
Isn't he supposed to be here?
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to be.
He'll probably be in a sec. He's online, so
Okay.
Here, I'll text him
I'm like
again.
Am I early or what? That's like what I was wondering. Like I didn't see. Usually
No,
Excess
you're
Mail is like the
right
This
on
first one.
is
time, dude.
exactly on time.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, Excess Mail.
Well, I'm
Good.
just gonna let you guys know right out the gate. I'm on my mobile today, like, and my mic's gonna suck, but at least I made it.
It doesn't sound that bad to me, but like the audience is like picky and whiny.
They
So
are about everything.
And by the way, as soon as I joined the call, or I should say, before I joined the call, I'm like, I was telling myself like, we need Dags for this stream, and he's here.
Yeah,
yeah,
That's
yeah, there we
awesome.
go.
no, it sounded good to me because this movie is kind of significant to me. The culture
Well,
around
no,
it.
I'm not kidding. Dags. The whole time I was watching it, I'm like, Dags should be doing this review, and like he could just, substitute, myself for Dags. That's literally what I was thinking while I was watching the movie.
Yeah, I asked Stags if he wanted to be on.
I know that's if there is ever, this is one of those movies I can definitely chime in on. I mean, like I said, I don't have much technical knowledge, but still a relevant movie to me, and the culture around it, the things that it helped spawn.
Well, you guys ready to start the stream?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yep.
All right, we're live now. Reviewing Stalker from 1979, directed by Tarkovsky, however you pronounce his name. What do you
Tarkovsky,
guys
Tarkovsky.
think of
maybe?
the movie? Yeah. What did you guys think of the movie? I think the movie's peak. But what do you guys think about it?
It's awesome. It's it might be hard to watch if you have like ADHD brain, which I do kind of have, but no, it's an amazing movie. It had a good reception when it was released, and it had a huge cultural impact. And if you're a 4chan or a neckbeard, you played Stalker and Metro, and then you watched this movie and you read Roadside Picnic, this was pretty obligatory to even 4chan culture.
well, I guess I'll talk. I've never seen this, and I'm just curious why Hudson chose this film.
Oh, okay. I was just reading a lot about. I've been reading a lot about Soviet history recently, and I wanted to broaden my horizons when it comes to like to film, and most of the movies I've watched have been pretty uninteresting by your guys' standards. So I wanted to experiment with something new, and I wanted it to be a foreign film because I'm sick of American media. So that's basically why I chose the movie. Nothing, not really.
Well, that doesn't answer my question. I mean, like, how did you figure out, like, what did you like do?
Roboticizing.
I mean, nothing too. There wasn't really any interesting like investigation. Like I've been reading a lot about Soviet history, and I looked up like famous Soviet films, and this is where we ended up. this this you know what I mean? Like
But you
it's
two,
not really a deep reason.
if you two haven't seen it before, I'm interested what you think of it.
Yeah, I've never seen it before. I thought it was really good. I I really like it was I really liked how like it was almost more about the dialogue than like the plot. Um what else? Uh guys help me out here.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. It's a character-driven story, not a plot-driven story, and
Yeah.
so much of it rests in the dialogue and the monologues of the three characters.
Oh, I guess like in the
But
beginning.
even though it's like dialogue heavy, I mean, it's still like an extremely, um, color oriented, um, uh, like very specific shot composition, slow, very minimal camera movement, if any. Like it's shot in a very, particular way.
Something. Speaking of,
Well,
it's. Oh, you can.
Oh,
in
guys,
this movie
can I
too,
jump
the
in? Let me
zone.
jump in. Can you hear me?
The,
Yes.
let me finish my thought, please, Thomas. But like, this is a character film, but the zone itself is its own character, just like in
Yes.
Roadside Picnic and Stalker games.
And I want
Yeah.
to I want to say what this movie does really well is that with very little, like with no special effects, just with establishing shots and commentary, it establishes the feeling of the zone, where you don't even see any of like the anomalies or anything that happens. You just like the fact that the the foreboding way that it shoots the landscape and like the guy's warnings and his genuine like anxiety and fear around it is enough to convey the feeling of the zone.
Yeah, like at first I thought like that I was supposed to sort of understand like what the rules were, but then I realized the whole point was that I wasn't supposed to understand like the rules of the zone. Like,
Well, you're kind of
Yeah.
the movie almost expects you to be familiar with the plot and setting of Roadside Picnic before you watch it. In regards to the zone.
oh, was that like a famous book in Russia or?
Yeah, I mean it's still different from Roadside Picnic, but the idea of the zone is
Okay, so
still
that was
pretty
like
similar.
common cultural knowledge back when it was released in Russia. Okay.
Well, it's an adaptation of the book.
It's a very loose adaptation. Like it lifts the general premise and the term stalker and zone, but beyond that, it's like pretty much its own thing. Roadside Picnic is drastically different, and that is also genuinely an awesome book that I would recommend too. Like for
Yeah, guys, I never saw this, and I finally watched it today. I watched it all the way through, and it was captivating. I mean, I was glued to the screen. It's like 2.5, almost a 3-hour movie, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. For me, it was the soundtrack too, and the sound effects and the soundtrack. I mean, the movie's a masterpiece. It really is.
oh yeah, I forgot about the soundtrack. You're right about that. It sounds kind of like unearthly. It's like perfect for that. That helps establish like the eerie mysteriousness of the zone too.
Yeah, guys, I just really enjoyed it. I'm kind of sad. I've only seen it one time. Like, I need to watch this like 10 times before I can actually discuss it because there's so much you miss in a long film. And with the subtitles, I couldn't really, totally enjoy the visuals because I'm trying to read so much of the what's being said because of the subtitles.
Yeah, I watched the one on YouTube. I wonder if there was anything like mistranslated from Russian to English. I wonder if I'm like
Um,
comprehending the dialogue appropriately entirely.
well, there was a comment on that, and there's a Russian guy that commented. He claims to be Russian, and he said the only subtitle issue in the movie was when the stalker first meets the writer, and he has that woman there, and the guy says, "You can come," and then he says something inaudible in Russian, but he basically just insulted the woman. That's why she left. That's the only. With that version, it seems to be the only
Dude,
issue
The
with
real
the
issue.
there's
subtitles
like
is that one line.
there's like 50 different subtitles because I rewatched it on Net Movies and I had to flip through like 50 fucking subtitled, like 50 different subtitle sets to find one that was like good enough.
Yeah, I don't actually watch. I don't even know if the one that I watched on YouTube was like high quality. To be honest,
It's
um,
mid quality, but at least
is
it's
it?
free.
There's better ones.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
there are better ones. So Moss Film in like 2001, I know that they long after Tarkovsky had died, they've adjusted the sound design to an extent on the film, which I am morally opposed to because it's not their movie, it's Tarkovsky's, and he didn't sign off on these changes. So it would have been better if they just had left the film as is and then gotten to the HD restoration. But if you watch the Criterion Blu-ray of it, like that's far and away the best one. Then it has no digital noise reduction or anything like that. Whereas the YouTube version, it looks like they may have used an AI model to get rid of film
Uh,
grain and make it look more modern. That's what I
What I
noticed in
saw
watching the
that's
YouTube version.
that's
when I
Because
gross.
was watching YouTube. Yeah.
I've seen other versions of it. Uh, I've seen a distribution print. Like I've seen an actual film projection of this movie. It has a fair amount of grain. Um, they did a good job in like keeping the color science as is. Um, like staying faithful to that. But I just don't get these fucking suits who think that they're doing something virtuous or necessary when they use modern technology to make an older film look like a modern film. It's like I don't know why you're trying to do that. It's a fool's errand.
That's disgusting to even hear about it. AI trying to.
They did it with American Graffiti. They did it with that film. They've done it with The Godfather. I mean, it's just plenty of
Yeah,
major releases. They've screwed things up.
What do we think
But it
about the
wasn't
plot?
distracting.
Hmm?
What do we think about the plot and the characters? Like, I'm sure you guys have a lot to say about like the archetypes of like the stalker, the professor, and the writer.
yeah.
I would like this barely has a plot like in the first place. Like if you can even call it
I
that. I
mean,
mean,
the whole purpose of plot is like the stalker takes the professor and the writer to the room to because they're hopeless, and it's a way for them to like find some sort of satisfaction or happiness in life by getting their most secret desire. It's really just more about the journey than the
yeah,
destination.
right.
Because like the plot itself is just there to facilitate these characters interacting with each other.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what do you guys think of the arguments between the writer and the professor?
Uh, I think. Well, there's a few. I like the. I like how. I do like how there's very little plot and it's mostly character driven. That's kind of I like that method of writing. Roadside Picnic is kind of that way too. It doesn't have a definitive like conclusion or anything. It's just the premise and then the characters. The characters are at the forefront. That's how you should handle a fantastical setting like that. And the arguments between the professor and the stalker. Uh, like Thomas said, it's kind of hard to follow the subtitles, and also because of the translation, so it is kind of hard
Yeah,
to it's kind of hard to absorb it. But I like the last argument where the professor, I think, suggests that the stalker isn't doing it out of altruism. He's what did he say? He said that like you're intentionally you're deciding who lives and who dies. This gives
For
you a sense of
authority.
power. Yeah.
A sense of purpose as well. Like that's his purpose. He doesn't. He's like a normal guy or like a regular dude who isn't like a careerist or a successful person. So that kind of becomes his life arc and his reason to, his reason to live or whatever.
Yeah, I guess it's interesting that basically none of the characters really want to know what their most base, like, true desires actually are.
Actually, they
Well,
both,
it's
Like,
him and the professor, the stalker and the professor agree that it gives them a purpose. They just disagree on what the motivation is.
well, it's like the characters, the way they view the zone is you could make the argument the zone is this representation of like God or religion, where the writer doesn't believe in like God or anything he sees as a fairy tale, like anything he can't see and experience himself. The professor is there to try and explain the zone through science, and the stalker is like this, like purely on faith. Like he's like this priestly character almost in regards to the zone,
Yes, he wants to cultivate and appreciate
where he's trying
faith.
to obey the zone.
The writer is also good because he has a very realistic grievance, is that he's become tired with writing and he finds it exhausting, and then he decides that it's like ultimately pointless because the value that he thought he the value that he thought he got from it, which was helping others, it was actually them controlling him. He was basically their slave, pumping out works that they would enjoy. So, and he's actually, you would think that he's actually supposed to add a romantic viewpoint to the zone, but it's actually even more cynical. Probably he like doesn't even appreciate romanticism.
He's a
well, that's why he can't even. He can't, like
he's
in
a
the beginning, he was saying,
nihilist.
like, in the beginning, he was saying he wants to go there for artistic inspiration, but like if he's too afraid to know what his most base desires are, that means like that probably can't be the case. Like,
Guys, I had a little bit of trouble trying to how do I say it? I I kind of wanted to identify with all three characters. I didn't see that one stuck out the most for me. That I aligned with one character over the other. I was trying to, figure that out. I was trying to like, see where I fit in this whole, pro- uh, in this film. Which character do I identify most with? So I guess I'm curious what you guys, what your guys' answer is, because I really don't think I'm stuck on one character. I kind of see all three and like where they're coming from and like how they feel about it. And so I guess I'm, curious what you guys, which characters you guys aligned the most with.
The writer mostly because writing does suck, but also like the professor is too alien to me. So pretty much just the stalker and the writer.
I feel like the writer seemed more like a science guy than the professor, who was actually supposed to be like a physics guy. Like, I feel like the professor wasn't even that interested in doing this debunking. Like he was saying he wants to destroy the room in case he got in the hands of like evil people who had evil desires.
Which is inevitable, by the way. No offense. I
Well,
mean,
the
that's sort of like a realistic view of the world. Like,
Like
Yeah,
it
he is
almost seems
right.
like
well we're
it was really just
we're I
the
mean
writer
we're
that was
jumping
taking
the
arguments with everybody. Like the like I feel like yeah the main like the main guy who was starting arguments was the writer. Like the scientist was just kind of like just wanted him to shut up.
well it's like which of course to jump to the end of the movie, like the professor bringing up like, well, what if somebody wants to rule the world and the room grants them that? Wouldn't that just say as much about him as the hypothetical person he brought up, that he desires that?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
Because he
It's a great
desire
point actually.
because like when he gets on the phone, he's like, aren't those people at the lab? And they're like, oh, we're going to like we fire you, we're going to hunt you down, all that. It's like he wants to rule over these people. He's like a spiteful. I wouldn't necessarily call him like a spiteful person, but he like wants to be the top scientist, you know. He wants to be the
Oh,
big
that's
dog.
kind of why I align with him or agree with some of his sentiment. I mean, that's, you know, towards the end when he talks about how these people believe in nothing, the stalker. I mean, I believe in power, and I don't have it, and I'm not going to get it. So maybe I should just go ahead and, you know, nuke it all.
Well, they talk about another stalker in the movie named Porcupine, who was a very famous stalker that taught the stalker in the movie how to navigate the zone. And he had went with his brother and had his brother killed in the meat grinder in order to get into the room. And he's the only person we hear of who's actually entered the room in the movie, in which he was wanting his brother to be resurrected and brought back, but it turned out his most basal desire was wealth, and he couldn't live with realizing that was his most secret desire that he wanted, and he killed himself over it.
I guess like a main theme of the movie is that everyone like is
But
engaging in self deception when they claim that they have this grand like when they proclaim whatever their most base desires actually are. Like everyone's too
but
afraid to confront their actual desires.
well, it also begs the question of does the room actually work? Because the stalker has taken a bunch of people there, but nobody's ever entered the room, and he's never entered it himself. Because
It's
they had that argument at the end of like, does this room actually do anything?
So yeah, why does the professor dismantle the bomb at the end of the movie?
It's it's like the room itself represents this idea of hope to the hopeless. Like the stalker, he only wants to bring hopeless people to the room to try and help them. And I think him destroying that room would be representative of like him destroying the last bit of hope in a hopeless world. And you can see that in the movie where when they're outside the zone, it has this subpoena color filter where everything looks beige and drab and depressing, but when they're in the zone, it's all in color.
yeah, that contrast
Right,
immediately
that's
is
actually
very, very
Yeah, it's like a very cold hue color palette in particular.
like the zone almost looks like a paradise. It looks like uncharted mystery and wonder. Like you're that's like the journey to hope that you can actually venture into something new and you're not sure what will unfold compared to like the almost like black and white brown decaying urban world they came from.
Like this film leaves space for doubt. Like, does the room exist? Does the stalker really know what he's doing? Are there really anomalies in the zone? Like, is it as dangerous as they say?
yeah. And color did return to the outside world at the end of the movie, so I wonder what the significance of that is. Like there was some color, like when everyone was returning home.
Yeah.
It's kind of got room for interpretation. It's got room for a lot because also with not using, you know, they don't have like real names. There's no, they don't, so it's just it's really cool. Like I really enjoyed this movie, you guys. Hudson, what a pick. Like I was really just glued to the screen, and I know I don't have any, my Soviet like knowledge and history is so bad. So it was really cool to watch it because I want to like learn more about the Soviets, but I'm just like way behind and lazy and like a normie and have to live like a normal life. So it's like takes, you know, you got to spend a lot of time to, or, you know, have a unique interest or whatever. Like it's something I don't know enough about. So I'm like, I'm really like to watch this film and to enjoy it as much as I did, and then to be able to hear you guys kind of discuss it, it's like a really it's a joy for me.
Yeah. It seems like the color just returns near the end, right when like it displays like the Stalker's daughter. I guess she has like telekinesis powers now, like at the end for some reason.
Well,
Like
it
Yeah,
could be.
seemingly a byproduct
Well,
of
I
her
didn't
being a
want to
mutant.
jump to. I don't want us to jump to that, but I mean, we're
Yeah,
already
yeah.
there. I mean, guys, like, I really want you to explain to me the different types of glasses with different amounts of fluid and different types of fluid. Like, what is going on there? Can somebody help me out?
I don't. I don't really have an opinion on the glasses. Like,
It seems
I think with the
significant.
Stalker
Well,
though.
one goes further than the other. They're different shapes. There's different like amounts of fluid and different fluids in them. There's got to be something going on there. Like,
The
I
tallest
know
empty
with
glass
the.
gets knocked over.
I think with the
yeah,
Stalker though, the reason he never enters the room is because he realizes everything he does truly desire he has at home with his wife and daughter. Like he's an abject poverty, but he
it's
never
not
goes in the
for
room.
it's not for the regular guy who has a family. It's for these like strivers and like people that think they're better than everyone or whatever. Whatever the words I'm trying to use. It's not for him. It's for these kind of more vapid people.
Well, he wants to bring hopeless people there. Is like what the Stalker wants to do as his mission. That's why he's more of like this priestly type character.
Yeah, guys, I don't know. Watching this film, it really makes you really realize how much what needs to be. How do I say it? You don't need a big budget even. Like this is unique in that it's three men with like a different viewpoint of the world and ideology or philosophy, the way of thinking, and they're all kind of talking about stuff on like out in the like the woods, and it's just cool. Like I don't know how to like I that this movie's unique and it just reminds me why I hate like new movies because new movies are just like woke and diversity and like cool like visuals with like computers and shit. You don't need any of
Not
that to
even
make a good
cool
movie.
visuals, man. Like not even good visuals in
You're right.
recent Hollywood movies. Like the visuals are weak as fuck. I mean, they're totally vanilla. Whereas this
Tedious.
film, even though it's like very, very stale camera work, it visually mogs almost everything getting put out by the Hollywood system
I
over
mean,
the
towards the
last
end of it,
I
few
mean,
years.
towards the towards the end of it, they're all kind of sitting in the room in like this dirty water, like with their backs against each other. And it's just kind of like they had a little talk for a while, and they're I don't know. It's really a neat movie. Special. It's like simple at the same time. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't want to downplay the art house factor and like the camera work and the the zooming and the way he's portraying this story or whatever.
It is
But
simple, but it's also like layered and it's obviously
yeah,
something you have to watch over and over and over again. Like it is a challenging film, but it's not a preachy one either.
You know
well, I
what? I
was
think
expecting it. Well, Hudson, real quick, I was just expecting a little bit more, like, to be more pretentious and like art house pretentious, like just, why am I watching this? This is some, you know, low budget shit movie or whatever. And it was not that way at all for me. Like this movie, just I was just sucked into it. Like I didn't want to look away. I mean, part of that's just because of the language barrier, but yeah, awesome. Go ahead, Hudson. Sorry.
you know what? It actually was ambiguous as to whether like the magic was real for the entire movie, and I think actually near the end, like that was another piece of ambiguity because like in the beginning, it seemed like the girl was, like, moving the glass with her mind, but then the train was, like, moving by at the same time. So maybe it was just like, maybe you could have interpreted that as the train is causing the table to shake, which is causing the glass to fall off the table. Or it could really be that she's moving the bottles with her mind, and maybe it's supposed to be, like, ambiguous, just like the power of the room is supposed to be ambiguous as well.
I always thought it like the director was implying that perhaps like she is I don't know, it's like a byproduct of her being a mutant of the zone or something.
Oh, okay,
Like
yeah.
like like that's kind of always been in the back of my mind. Um this is my third time seeing the movie, by the way. Like I discovered it a long time ago in like 2016, I think. And it was one of my first, like Tarkovsky films that I got into, and like I was not expecting it to be what it is. I thought it was going to be way more busy, way more cuts, way more, just more like a conventional film. But like even for 1979, like this was not in any way conventional. Not even remotely. Not
I'd
like
argue it's ahead of its time by 20 years. Fuck, it's way. I mean, it was a really well crafted film. Um, guys, I just don't. I don't. The Soviet Union stuff. I mean, the director. Like the Stalker says these people believe in nothing. Like, what? Isn't this like a dissident movie for the time period? Like the this movie's like critical of the Soviet Union, perhaps.
I don't think it's specifically
Well,
probably not.
It's not specifically the Soviet Union. I think he's talking about general humanity.
yeah, I think within the context of the film, he's more referring to like these characters don't have faith. They have to. They can only believe in things that they can see or logically explain.
Yeah.
Which is why I kind of identify with the writer. Like, just more of cynical view of the world.
Do you guys think
I mean,
that, like, the zone was actually supposed to be, like, have actual mysterious powers, or that, like, the stalker was just deluded? Because remember, like, he was saying that, like, if the professor went to go get his backpack, like, he'd be fucked, but nothing happened and he was just fine. Like, does that
Well,
mean anything, or?
well,
what a great point. I'm actually curious what you guys think about that.
they
That's a
did.
good point. I didn't even think about that.
The government did wall the place off for some reason. Like people are not allowed to go there. I believe the didn't the scientist there was like a magic phone that started ringing, and he picked it up and just told the other scientist, "Yeah, I'm in the zone, bitch. I don't care what you
Yeah,
think."
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The writer picked it up first, and then like he was like, "No, this isn't like the restaurant or whatever." He hangs the phone up, and then they stop for a second and look back, and they're like, "This phone isn't hooked up to anything."
Yeah, and then there was that light bulb that like bloomed and like was blinding for a second, even though there's no electricity.
Um, or near the beginning of the movie where they're outside the building, the room is in. The writer tries to walk to it, and then a voice comes out the building telling him to stop.
Yeah, he hallucinates that one of them must have told him to turn around, and then he just like has a mind fuck moment. He actually, this is what I like is that these characters feel realistic. Like he actually had to sit down. Like I have no idea what the fuck's happening. It's very realistic. It's this like Russian writing, like Roadside Picnic is similar. I do recommend that. Where yes, there's like fantastical stuff happening, but they focus on the realism and the characters. The characters behave realistically. They take the premise extremely seriously. It's like it's not always cinematic. It's like it's stuff that people would actually do.
Are you guys aware of how this was received upon its release?
No, not at all.
Well, it didn't do well. I'll just say that much.
I heard
Did
it
it do
didn't.
well in the USSR?
Not exactly. Um, so at Goskino, which was a government group, I think it was called the State Committee for Cinematography. They were pretty critical of the film, if I'm recalling the story correctly. Um, I think their like main pushback against Tarkovsky was like his choice of camera work and editing and the runtime. They thought that the film needed to be faster and more dynamic. Um, but there was allegedly some dialogue between them and the director. But
Yeah, this
in the West, it definitely didn't get good reviews in general.
I know I saw this quote from Tarkovsky where they criticized the slow opening to his film, and he said that's so people have time to leave before they get to the actual substance of the film. Was his response to that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that
This
like they during like their dialogue between the state committee for cinematography and Tarkovsky, like I think they were trying to they had like a sort of very like gay Hollywood-esque sort of argument, like they're trying to like tap into the point of view of the audience, and then like Tarkovsky said something like, "Well, the only point of view I'm interested in is um, from Robert Bresson and Ingmar Bergman," which, if you are familiar with those two directors, those are probably some of those like the most significant filmmakers to ever live. They come from a different generation than Tarkovsky, but the fact that he name dropped those two, I mean, that says a lot about his background and his inspiration. And if you've seen Bresson or Ingmar Bergman films, I think you can see the connection.
this was also the last film he ever did in the Soviet Union. All the other films after he filmed in Italy and just lived in Italy.
Well, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to interrupt. When I mentioned the Soviet angle and it being a dissident movie, is that that's the point. The director fled the country, never returned. That's interesting. Like he made this movie and felt he could never return. Like he literally stated that. I think if you look it up, like he's like, I can't go back to my country. Like they're gonna kill me. Or, he didn't say that, but you get what I'm saying or inferring. What he was inferring.
Yeah. Maybe it just flew over my head because I'm like too ignorant, but I don't get how it was. I didn't pick up the anti-Soviet messaging. Maybe it was too implicit for me, but
I didn't pick
You
that
could
up either.
Having a religion, having a belief, a faith, like being like an atheist, like communist country, like that. There's more to
it's true,
life. You know,
yeah.
you guys, am I fucking wrong, way off on this? You guys, maybe I'm a tart.
Right. I mean, the
there
USSR
there's
was like
a there is a view of this movie in that it may be anti like Soviet Union in that the outside world is represented as like this depressing prison like um place while the zone is this place of liberation freedom
You
outside
didn't
the
see
regime.
the fucking little twig fucking hat they put on him. I mean, that's kind of like a Jesus Christ like messaging or sneaking that in there. I mean,
it is
that's
true that the
I don't.
Soviet Union was like they enforced like state atheism. That is true, but I don't really know if the movie was like promoting Christianity or religion
Yeah,
as
I'm not even saying like Christianity or religion. I'm saying that like a higher belief in like more that there's more to humanity than just believe like to believe in nothing to just be more of a dead spirit of a country. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Go ahead, Diggs.
well, you are right, like, and also blatantly at the beginning of the movie, how they, I mean, it's like kind of anti-authoritarian. I mean, they drive through a fucking military blockade. They get shot at and defy authorities to get into the zone.
Well, I think it's interesting too that the writer is the one that puts the crown of thorns on his head instead of the stalker, who's just more, you could say, is a more of a religious type of character, while the
Yeah, that's a good point.
writer is a cynical, nihilistic, like atheist character.
Well, from what I read, Stanley Kubrick's a big fan of this director. By the way, I've never seen any of his films. And I'll just tell you, this is the only one I've seen, and he does it better than Kubrick by a mile. Like, none of this stuff is there on accident. Like, everything you're seeing with the light bulb and the glass, all this stuff that's on screen, that I probably missed half over more than because I had to read the subtitles. That's why I was like, damn, I'm not ready to review this. And even if I watched it 3 times, I'd still suck at reviewing it. But there's just a lot being demonstrated that I'm not picking up on because it's only my first watch. And Kubrick was just Kubrick was just jealous, I think. Like, it makes sense to me. Like, Kubrick's kind of boring. Let's be honest, you guys. Like, his movies are. I was way more like enthralled. I had more of a focus, and my attention was. I mean, Kubrick, I'll just start getting bored and want to, pull up my doom scroll on my Twitter or something. And this one, I didn't even want to look at my phone. I was just so plugged in, and I can see why Kubrick's jealous. It makes sense to me. I mean, he just does it better.
What do you mean jealous though? He was a fan.
A fan of a fan. Maybe I'm reaching, but trying to capture that, capturing that, trying to copycat even, or do what he's doing.
Kubrick's style is just not the same though. Like, his choice of subject matter is different. The way he shoots and edits is different. Like, I mean, if you want to say the film Eyes Wide Shut is very Tarkovsky-esque, like, I'll barely give you that one. But like a film like The Shining or Paths of Glory, Barry Lyndon, I see no like visual or like stylistic similarity. But like, it is on the record that Kubrick liked many directors that from around the world. Like, he was a big fan of Kurosawa. He's a big fan of Tarkovsky. He's a big fan of I think Truffaut, guys like that.
Well, I think it's interesting that this. What's the name of the director? The Stalker.
Tarkovsky.
What's his? Yeah, I don't want to say it wrong, like Celtic Cat. Sorry. The thing is I think it's funny because from what I've read, he actually was trashing on Kubrick's movies and film, like the films he did.
Yeah, he didn't.
He was
didn't
sort
like
of like
2001. He didn't like Tarkovsky. Didn't like that film at all. Like,
yeah.
that's a confirmed
something.
statement
I guess I wanted to bring up to you guys is the workplace hazards in films. In the older days, that people have attributed the director's early death because of the making of this film. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with like films like Wizard of Oz, where a lot of the staff was like, they died like not too long after the movie was made because of the hazards and the chemicals and the places they did these shoots and the stuff they worked with or whatever. They were literally like the movies, working in these conditions, like literally caused early death. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that or knew that.
It's good that you mentioned Wizard of Oz, because like, that is obviously he's sort of borrowing from that in terms of like color. If you've seen Wizard of Oz, the before she goes to the magical world, it's shot in black and white, but it's like a warm hued black and white, if I'm remembering correctly. And he does the same thing here in his film, made far, far later than Wizard of Oz. It's an interesting little tipping of the hat. It's a tribute that he's making. He's also doing, if you've seen the film The Searchers starring John Wayne, like, Tarkovsky seems to really enjoy using like corridors and like that famous shot at the end of The Searchers, like where you're seeing John Wayne's character and you're looking through the door, out to the desert landscape. Like this movie has a fair amount of shots that are so similar. It's like the interior looking out to the exterior, but there's like a person or multiple people there at different distances. It's a gesture, or a nod that he's making that you wouldn't really expect. But plenty of directors do that. They wink at you in a sense, and they sort of show you what they've been watching and like to mimic.
Even just immediately the usage of color to show the zone as a fantastical place compared to the boring ass Soviet country they came from. Like that's how they contrast Kansas with Oz and the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, yeah. But in this movie, like his use of color, he's like he really makes the picture kind of dingy and like it's high in contrast. It's very cold. Um, it's not particularly bright. It's sort of bleak, but you still have that range of colors, with the
It's
grass
just
and
a very
everything.
effective way to go to the next stage. The film, it's literally a new realm. You're watching something and then it just kind of goes up to another level as you're watching it. It's really nicely crafted in the movie, put in there. And a lot of these directors and filmmakers copy each other or take from previous films. Like I
Yeah,
was
they're
watching
inspired
something
by each
earlier
other.
this week. The Dark Knight was inspired by he
By
did a lot of
Heat.
like well, no, I know, I'm not saying it's a good movie. I'm just talking, mentioning that the Dark Knight, it took a lot of um ideas from the film Heat.
Yeah, I just
So,
said that.
oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I must have. Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Chris Nolan, he loves that film. He likes lots of movies because he actually has taste, unlike most people.
You know what, Thomas? I actually think that you're right about this film being subversive to Soviet authorities because, like, there was this principle in the USSR called like Soviet real or like Soviet real socialist realism, and like all media was supposed to adhere to like to socialist realism. And based on the description of what socialist realism is supposed to be, like this film deviated from it pretty sharply. So actually, I think I agree with you on second. I think this was actually pretty antagonistic towards the Soviet Union.
Oh, Dags brought it up earlier. For me, I like films that are realistic. And what I appreciated about this film is they're just kind of like regular looking dudes. They're not like these movie stars. It's just regular men who have different walks of life and they're believable. And the dialogue and just these they kind of set a certain they give each character a good amount of time to do their kind of you know they kind of section it off between the three of them, and you get to real focus on these characters, and they're believable characters, and they have real emotion on screen. Like I thought they all did well, but I think the Stalker character is just a great performance with the worry and the sorrow, and just it was just good acting. I thought. I mean, I don't know, from just not the even the words being said per se. It's just the way they looked and the scowl and just the brow and like just how the physiognomy or whatever. It was just really well done. I thought like It felt real. Is my point. Degs is right.
Yeah. It's one of the assets of the movie is the casting and then like what the director gets from the actors. It was wise of him to not pick like these hot shot names, A-listers from from the studio system that wouldn't have helped him curate and fully realize his vision. So he went the opposite direction. He just went with people who fit the mold, what he had in mind, and got pretty strong performances from them.
He was inspired
What is
by.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Degs.
He was inspired by Roadside Picnic, and like I was saying, Roadside Picnic has a similar approach to portraying realism in contrast with the fantastical setting in the background. They do the right thing where the fantasy elements are the background. You're still supposed to focus on like the actual people, going through the setting. Like that's just the background. The main character is a very realistic, gritty, like grizzled dude who's jaded with the world, and he's basically being forced to by the government and to get money to go get these artifacts from the zone. It's so he might have. I feel like that book may have inspired him, and even and then through that the people who made the Stalker games and Metro, and then the Metro book, how to depict realism in a fantastical, crazy environment.
Yeah, I liked that. Like, there was no like use of CGI or anything. Like, there's no cheesy elements which ruined the film. Like,
Yeah, well, they didn't have the option back in 1978.
uh,
Well, I like how in the movie though they never explain what created the zone.
A meteorite, they offhandedly say.
yeah,
Well, they say a
Well, they left it
meteorite, then
open-ended.
like
yeah,
they
yeah.
think it might have been like a government experiment gone wrong. Like it never confirms what it was. While in like Roadside Picnic, it was aliens, and in the Stalker games, there's a sea consciousness, like Soviet experiments and underground labs.
Yeah,
what's
the
funny
fact that
to
you mentioned the alien thing, you guys, I didn't even think the film felt like it was sci-fi, really, to be honest.
What's funny is, yeah, like it never like the zone is supposed to be purported to be this super like dangerous place, but like nothing really bad happened. Like, did I am my memory failing me, or did anything bad happen to them
Well, they
on their journey
mention
to the?
Porcupine's brother getting killed in the meat grinder, which was that tunnel that the writer went through.
But nothing happened to them when they went
And
through the entire journey, basically.
but you could make to go back to like the writer putting the crown of thorns on his head. You could say he did that because he was basically the sacrifice being offered into the meat grinder.
But it's kind of funny that nothing
That he
happened.
didn't die.
Like, I feel like nothing mystical happened to them during their journey.
Stuff did
Like,
happen
obviously
to them.
Didn't somebody say that?
nothing-
I thought I read. Well, I thought I read something. It's like a. Well, actually, I won't even say. Go ahead, Diggs.
Well, nothing dangerous happened. They were getting fucked with. Did the Stalker? The Stalker led more people than those two to the room. So surely, I don't remember if he said this or not, but surely he has seen bad shit happen that traumatized him.
I guess you're right. He did say some people didn't make it to the room. Like, I guess that is a good point. Yeah.
Well,
I guess I'm kind of
like I said,
reaching
in
when
the
I'm kind of
movie,
implying that, like,
It's
the
not
Stalker
clear.
talks about every person he brought to the room never goes into it.
yeah. I guess the radical take, which is probably not the true intent of the film, is that like none of the mystical or magical elements are real. I'm not saying that's my opinion, but I'm saying that like
Guys, here's the thing. Like, Stalker has all these like superstition and all these rules laid out, and he went back for the bag. Like, these guys are like, we can just do our own thing and just we don't need to follow along with this navigator guy or whatever. It's like all fear mongering that the cynics and the professor were
Yeah.
able to reach the room without even. They listened to him. They kind of followed him, I guess, but
I guess
I mean,
the
they
one
didn't
wrench.
even want to. Look,
I guess
Well,
the one
see,
wrench in our theory is that the phone rang, and that was actually kind of spooky. Like that was the one like supernatural, relatively like spooky, mystical thing that happened that kind of throws a wrench in the theory that there's nothing mystical or supernatural about the zone, and it was all psychology. You know what I mean?
Well, that
well, the
and
thing about the zone is the zone is unexplainable. It's a place where the laws of physics or the scientific laws man has laid out don't exist. And all these rules a stalker has for what they should and shouldn't do, he doesn't even 100% know if they're correct to follow them all the time, but he has like faith that if you do these things, the stone will spare you. Because like when he talks about them making it through the meat grinder, and when the professor goes get his bag and comes back, he goes, "You must be good, honest men for the zone to spare you like this and not harm you."
you know, it's actually interesting. It's like a complete. Oh, do you have more to? It's a complete breakdown of like actual objectivity and like scientific laws where we revert to something primitive where like if somebody gets sick, we probably know, oh, that's like salmonella or that's like malaria or something, and then that's like microbes and stuff doing that. But whenever there's a complete breakdown of like all physical laws, all you can basically go off of is like it's just like spirits. There's like this place is like it's alive and it like wants certain things, and there's like and there's just like these arbitrary rules. It's like, oh, that guy was punished because he did something the zone did not like, and that's basically what we revert to having to frame the world as. It's like just complete superstitious bullshit that we have to fall back on.
Also, there was the
Well,
that like that like trance like female voice like during the middle of the film and at the end, which and she was like uttering some like religious type monologue. I forget exactly what she said, but she was saying very like
well, they were
ambiguous like
reading. It was lines from the Book of Revelations.
okay.
Yeah, and I imagine that was maybe the stalker's daughter speaking to him in a dream, because obviously we saw her reading the Bible at the end of the film.
Yeah, that was the Bible. Oh, I didn't know that wasn't clear to me to be
Yeah,
honest. I guess
it
that
had a
was,
big
there's
it had a
more.
big golden cross
maybe
on it
YouTube
when
took
he
it out.
I didn't see the cross, to be honest. I didn't see
Maybe,
I didn't notice what the symbol was.
guys, you want to help me with the purpose of the dog? What's the dog's? There's a reason the dog's there. What's going on there? Can you guys help me out?
You could say the dog, like it being a black dog, maybe it represents like your deepest desire that even you may not even know about, or the zone itself. I'm not really sure what to make of the dog.
I mean, the fact that she's reading the Bible at the end probably means that Thomas is right because, like, the USSR was like they enforced like state atheism.
Well, I don't know my history with the Soviets, but I understood, from my understanding, they killed, they slaughtered Jews and Christians and anybody else in between.
I think, yeah, there was really intense Christian persecution, like during the Stalin period. I think they relaxed the level of persecution as time went on, but they were always like they always inculcated atheism in the education system. I think they did sort of relax the persecution later on, though, like after the Stalinist era.
Silence, nobody seizing it.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah. I
figured
had to
maybe
step
someone in the,
away for
I'm
I
sorry,
had to
I didn't,
step away for
I
a
was,
sec, but with the
well,
whole
I don't want to be
religion
the one.
thing, uh, during that time in the Soviet Union, the 70s, it wasn't illegal to be religious, but it was looked down upon. And like with communism, you're supposed to be loyal to the state, and so you can't have a god who's above the state that you're more loyal to.
So it
That's
was just
all
low status to be a
communist.
Christian. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was looked down upon, but it wasn't like persecuted by the government. It was socially persecuted, I guess you could say. Like of course, they didn't want films promoting it, but that's why it's more subtle about it. It's not in your face.
Yeah, I think this film,
Because you have
like,
the
it's
professor and the writer there to push against the stalker.
Regarding the
Hey,
dog, I mean, I always sort of thought that it was perhaps a piece of the zone leaving with them. Um, follows the stalker, not the other two. Um, perhaps because the stalker's the one capable of acknowledging the mystery and like the miracle of the zone. That was,
yeah.
I guess, my initial impression with the dog.
I guess the stalker's wife did say that, like, she knew, like, when she before she married him, she knew that, like, any potential children could have, like, birth defects. Um, I guess, like, magical powers might be a side effect of that as well, of entering the zone.
Yeah, that's
I
what
don't know,
happens
though.
in that's what happens in Roadside Picnic. Is the protagonist has a mutant son.
Oh, I see, I see. When was that released, Roadside Picnic?
I think in the 50s, maybe.
Oh, okay. I was about to sound like a dumb fuck because I
guys,
was like, "Wait, what is this allegory for, like, Chernobyl?" But wait, that happened in, like, '86. 'Cause, like, the
Yeah,
radiation, like, it doesn't make
the
sense because
Stalker
that happened later.
games take place in Chernobyl, but
Yeah, but I guess, like, the movie obviously couldn't be based off it because Chernobyl, the collapse happened after the movie was made.
Yeah, no, I understand your
Roadside
guys,
Picnic
confusion.
was written only 7 years before this came out, by the way.
So it had a
What
big
happened 7
impact
years
uh,
very quickly.
one of the
the
one of
the
the things can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
yeah, we
Yes.
hear you, dude.
Well, I guess one of the things I really appreciated about the film, you guys, was the lack of sex, like the lack of females. Like it's regular looking men who have convictions or have a way of how they live their lives, and they kind of just talk about it. I don't need to see tits and ass and all these female characters just kind of ham-fisted in a movie. Like that's why I appreciate this film.
That's why The
Like
Thing is
Yeah,
lack of
awesome.
female characters.
it's kind of like the Black Pill servers here on Discord.
Yeah,
Lack of women, very unimpressive men talking about shit all day long. Yeah.
it
Yeah, you
definitely.
got like the three incel archetypes in this film.
You kind of do.
It's
Well,
funny.
one thing
You got the
I will say, you guys, and
Incel
maybe I'm
cobra.
off on this, but for me, I one criticism I would have of this film is it was hard to. They all kind of look the same. Like
Yeah, a little bit.
it was kind of hard to tell who's talking at some points, and I'm reading subtitles, and I'm also trying to pay attention to some of this, the camera work and the visuals they're trying to, convey while I'm watching it. So it's like I did get a little confused with the characters because I really think you need to watch this film at least 3 times
It,
before
I
talking or discussing it.
I
YouTube
rewatched
version?
this.
You watched one of you
No, I rewatched
I'm
this,
Thomas,
and
did
sorry,
you
I
what?
watch
agree. I agree with you. I was confused about the characters too. Even rewatching it, I was confused a couple
like, I
times.
watched it on YouTube, and Excess Mail tells me that that's, like, not the best English translation, like, there's better ones.
It's also not the best looking. It's not true to like the source. Like they've obviously done something to it, but there are versions that you could perhaps pirate that have accurate subs. Like I know that the Criterion release of this film, they did a pretty good job on the subtitles, is what I've heard from some Russians who watched that version. But they also kept the film intact in terms of its, like the visual side of things.
Oh, speaking of the film being intact, apparently they spent a year reshooting the movie because the film was ruined.
Yeah, it didn't get stored
How's
properly
it
by
going?
that DP. Something happened, and so Tarkovsky said, "Hey, fuck you, you're fired. Now I have to spend more money and reshoot everything." But apparently, the second version of Stalker was very different than the original, and he ended up being far more satisfied with the second version anyway. So I guess the problem solved itself, with the film deteriorating. And a similar thing happened when they filmed Lawrence of Arabia. They had a lot of footage. They did not understand that the heat in that area would deteriorate the film. So when they went to rewatch stuff, they're like, "Oh shit! Everything we recorded is ruined." And they had to do extended reshoots on that project also.
Um, what about like the Soviet film industry and how it was completely different from the West and why they were making movies where it was more they didn't have a profit incentive to produce movies. Being communist, obviously, while in the West everything has a for-profit incentive or reasoning to do it.
Yeah, that's just the dichotomy between uh, an organization like Moss Film and then a company like Warner Brothers or 20th Century Fox or any of those heavy hitters here in Western society. I mean,
But the
just radically different motives, different philosophies on it.
like, what do you guys think about that? Just art being produced for the sake of art, or
Oh, it's one of the greatest things
Well,
a
that's what's
culture, a
killed
society could ever
filming,
do.
and well, that's what's killed movies in modern America. There's just, you know, it's about getting the most people to come and see your movie, or most people to download it or watch it or whatever. It's consumerism. Like, yeah, how do we get the most eyeballs on this whatever piece that they're working on? And with a film like this one, that was literally not. It's the motivations. Yeah, it's just a completely different feel to it because of that. I believe it's. I mean, honestly, I don't want to watch a movie that has been marketed for the whole country to see or watch, or the whole world. To me, it's like a signifier. Like, okay, if this is a marketed movie, widely marketed and jammed down everyone's throat, then I probably don't want to watch it.
like in the Soviet
I want
Union,
to learn more about like.
you could basically make whatever film you wanted as long as it didn't go against the state or the ideology of communism. Other than that, you just make whatever you wanted.
He
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
it actually, I mean, with censors and the fucking normies running it, there could be a lot of problems there, but it's not exactly. You have a lot of flexibility, like not going against communism, because, like, like I wrote a fucking vulgar ass book, and it doesn't go against communism. It like actually bashes late stage capitalism, if anything. So it'd probably be allowed.
Well, my problem with see the late stage capitalist stuff, ultra capitalism, whatever you want to call it, greed. It capitalism isn't better than communism. I mean, let's just be fair. I mean, maybe the whole chat will disagree, and anyone who listens to this stream, or the people like I'm talking to right now on this panel, I just don't believe that it's better or any. It's I would say I could argue it's worse.
On the macro, yeah, you're right. It
Well,
ultimately
it's
isn't any
too
superior.
It's two sides of the same Jewish coin, two seasons of the same hell, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically, I
agreed.
hate both models completely,
Well,
outright on principle. I think they both suck.
they both get corrupted.
There's
Like
just pros and cons.
the way that like Tarkovsky and the brothers, whatever the fuck their names were, who wrote Roadside Picnic, the way that they describe their society feels the same as like where I live, how I would describe mine. Like the way that people behave, the way that everything works, like feels exactly the same. Because everything just kind of dissolves into corruption and just normies being stupid.
I don't know, what's your take on this, Hudson, on
On
communism versus capitalism? What's your take?
That's a very broad question. Whether the USSR would be a better place to live than the modern United States, like,
I think it would be.
uh,
Overall, I'd have to say yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna say no.
Well,
I think it's better to
here
live in the modern
I
United
think
States than in the US.
like I think China is also a shithole. However, they have objectified capitalism. They America has a problem where they don't understand what capitalism is and they worship it. So it's basically like whatever serves the ruling class is capitalist, and China knows what it is and objectifies it for their purposes. Now, their government is still dominated by a ruling class, royal dynasties, corruption, but they actually have a plan for the future, and their government isn't just a revolving door of thieves with no accountability. That
You
is
know what? I
that.
might have to back my opinion because, like I don't care how high your standards of living are and how wealthy your country is. If you're if you have like subversive elites trying to like genetically replace the native population within a country, I would say that's worse than what the USSR was.
I guess that's the rub, guys. When I was critiquing or criticizing or bashing capitalism, late stage capitalism, it's that it's the same argument for communists that it's never really been tried. Like
Yeah.
you could argue that we don't live in a capitalist country because there's monopolies all around and corruption and greed and elites and the economy being planned and you can't it's not a free market capitalist society anyways. So I guess to just criticize capitalism is not really what I was going for. It's that we're not living under either populations weren't really like living under the this it's not the way it's
Well,
not being implemented correctly or whatever.
well, the problem is that communists acknowledge more than capitalists that just because the state exists doesn't mean it's not capitalist, and the state will always exist, and capitalists will always corrupt the state. And the fact that there's like there's groups of people saying it's not real capitalist because other capitalists have the power that I wish I had in the government. Because if I was corrupting the government, then it would be capitalism. Is basically what it boils down to.
Yeah, that's like the standard libertarian argument as to why, like, oh, we don't live under capitalism, we live under corporatism because
Or
under
crony
my ideal
capitalism,
version
they'll
of
call it.
capitalism, like the free market is completely separate. Like, there's no state interference in the economy whatsoever. But like, that's an ideal scenario which will never happen.
Yeah, no, there's no true like laissez-faire free market. That's what ANCAPs or libertarians would say.
It's very opportunistic bullshit. It's like with objectivism. It's just about being able to frame anything however it benefits you. So people who use welfare are parasites, but if you use welfare, you can say you're reclaiming your stolen money, but you can still call other people doing the same thing parasites. but you're a producer doing it. Like that's pretty much just it's like bullshit, not actually grounded in anything. And that's kind of what turns society into like a just a grifter bunch of thieves with no accountability. It turns into what we have now. Whereas China still sucks, but they have a better grasp of what is happening. It doesn't just turn into a free for all, plundering the country.
So the real answer is just be a fascist.
If that entails just like, well, what's going to happen with that? Because we are leaning into fascism, but it's like Israeli fascism. It's like Trump and Elon Musk and Google being able to rob you to give themselves profits. Like they're stealing your money to enrich themselves, and they're going to be protected by laws, and you're not going to be protected by any laws. So it depends.
I feel like there's no like clear unified like consensus on what the definition of fascism is. Like it should just be retired from modern politics.
Or
Like I feel
they
like it was
like
sort of a very historically specific thing that took place in the
Italy.
1920s through 40s in Italy. Like
Yeah, and then they're like, well, National Socialism and fascism are technically different. It's like, yeah, technically, but
it's just kind of an
close
ambiguous term
enough.
that's not super useful if there's no like consensus on what it means. Like some
I
left wingers will call anybody who has a right wing opinion a fascist. Like
I understand what people what leftists say when they're saying fascist. It actually makes sense. Like they would call. Can we say that like Trump is a fascist? That is unfortunate. That he's being restrained by, I guess, enough pushback. But the fascism he wants to implement does not benefit us. It's basically like, yeah, we get our skulls cracked, and the corporations get subsidies, and they get protected from market forces or whatever. But like, it doesn't. I mean, yeah, it doesn't benefit us.
from my understanding, like under like fascism in Italy, it was supposed to be the case that like both the owners of firms, like both the capitalists and the workers, like they both had representatives that would get a like sort of have like disputes in these courts and the courts and these disputes would be settled by the state so as to benefit like both the working class, both the workers in the firms and like the owners of those firms. That was my understanding of like what
Well,
actually existing fascism was.
the state should have more power than corporations, but the state uses finance and money to corrupt the state. Or I'm sorry, the corrupt corporations use finance and money to corrupt the state. The state should be above the fucking, the capitalists.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Well, maybe
like
in
I
my
thought that
opinion. I
fascism
mean,
was
maybe
sort of
I
people
like a
agree.
disagree.
synthesis of like syndicalism and like nationalism basically, and I think syndicalism almost sounds sort of like communistic because I think under syndicalism it was basically you had a bunch of like worker owned firms, like worker owned co-ops.
Basically, the unions are the state. Like
Yeah,
the
and
unions
fascism was
control the
basically you had a bunch
industries.
of like syndicalists, like worker owned. Like I guess they I guess under fascism in Italy they wanted to like have a balance of power between captains of industry and like the workers, and like they were indeed they had like disputes that were settled in these courts, but I sort of forget the exact details of how these courts worked.
Well, do you guys have anything else to say about the movie Stalker?
I'm glad I
I'm
watched it.
curious.
Yeah.
I'm curious what if you guys have any like criticisms or things that you want to point out that kind of annoyed you at all.
Really none. I don't have really anything to say in that department. Like
Um,
it's an experience, it's a journey. It makes you think, it makes you feel, it makes you want to rewatch it.
I mean, it's
any
easily
criticism I
one
have
of the
is just,
best movies ever made.
I mean, my only
Definitely the best
critiques
Soviet movie.
My only critiques are of the specific version that I watched, just because, like, I guess the translation wasn't the best. Um, and that was basically because I didn't seek out the highest quality version. So I guess like it's not really on the filmmaker.
My complaint is that I don't speak Russian, so it's like hard to absorb a lot of what they say, even if you're reading
Yeah,
subtitles.
like even the debates between like the writer and the professor, like I'm sort of I think I get what they're trying to get at, but like I'm not into. I think there's some things being missing in translation.
Well, with the writer and the professor, the arguments they get in, like, they get in an argument in the middle of the movie about the purpose of life, and the professor, like, he sees that we should just reduce everything and try to explain everything, and that's like the purpose to being here is like explaining the world. And the writer is sees it more as the reason you're here is to experience the emotion, and that's why art is so important. Like, you experience being human and all the things that come with that.
Yeah, then
Did
eventually he.
boomers did boomers
Like,
watch this movie?
No. Well,
probably
in the
not. I
Soviet
don't think
Well,
Union,
boomers are
no,
cultured enough.
in the Soviet Union, sure, but like here in the United States, like this definitely didn't get a big theatrical campaign, and pro critics didn't have kind things to say about it here in the States.
It
Did American critics
it's
have positive things to say about any Soviet films? Like, did they like any of them, or
Any,
I think the
well,
whole
I mean,
Soviet
a few.
film, the whole Soviet film, like, filmography is kind of a cult thing in the West. Like,
It's
your
become
average
one.
person isn't watching Soviet films.
Yeah. Yeah, the popularity, I mean, it certainly has grown over the last uh 10 years, I'd say, ish, somewhere right around there. Like in particular, the movie we're talking about for some reason has become more and more popular. Like there's a handful of video essays and, commentary videos on YouTube discussing the movie, whereas 7, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, there was almost nothing. There was almost nobody really trying to dissect it or think about it or any of that stuff. So I'm not sure what changed. I don't know what happened and why there seems to be this revival, this new wave of appreciation for it. But really, almost everything this guy made deserves that kind of reconsideration.
Yeah, guys, I really enjoyed watching this film. I thought it made you think, like you said, Celtic Cat, or all you guys said that, I think. But I just I'm not sure what exactly to pinpoint why it is that it kept my attention. Part of it's probably the language barrier, but I was interested in it. I didn't want to look away. Um, I never heard of the film. I anything before 1980. I'm not saying that there isn't good. I mean, obviously, there's great films before 1980, but I haven't like spent a lot of time watching a lot of these films because I mean, that it's before I was born.
You
After
got to
having
get on
watched
the
this, and
horse.
well, I've seen
This
a handful of them, but after watching this in 2026, it just didn't feel like it was that old. Like it just, it's, in terms of like the quality of the movie, it just, it didn't feel like it was, from the 70s in terms of like, just, the, the quality. So,
this film, you have 10 different people watching, you get 10 different, like, interpretations of it.
that's
If
a
they
great
have an
point. Yeah.
IQ of about 95 or higher, yes.
Well, you show this like the average boomer, like Norm growing the street, they're like, "Oh, 3 people walk for 3 hours and nothing happened." Like,
Well,
Yeah, it's
Celtic Cat.
like
I'm watching. When I watched this movie, I just can't believe it was made way before. I mean, before I was born by like 6 years or whatever. It
You know
blows
what
my
it is?
mind that this was. They were able to put this together, like really, and it's realistic, and it doesn't feel kind of like hokey and crap. Just kind of low quality. I didn't get that. I
Because
didn't get that sense at all watching.
I think it's part because it's not the American '70s, it's the Soviet '70s, so it's gonna give a very like that is a very like it really didn't feel that old. I think that's really part of it is because it's not like based on American culture in the '70s. Like I feel like for some reason that like that would make it feel older. If it was like
it
based on
kind of
like
makes the
American
zone
cultural
feel
references
more.
in the '70s.
It makes the zone feel more alien to me, just 'cause foreign.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm usually never disappointed with 70s films. I mean, like they're gritty and they're raw and they're real and they're not. I don't know. I just enjoy everything. Usually when I do watch it, when I get a chance to watch an older film in this, from the '70s era,
Yeah,
I'm,
80s
a
it was
lot
a
of people have a lot
promising
of
decade.
criticisms, but
in the West, the 80s did kind of have an influx of slop, both on movies and TV. That was when like they started just pinning down the formula of how to like produce slop to maximize the amount of consumers.
Yeah, there's definitely like a noticeable, like, but subtle decline in quality. You could say sometime like it started in the 80s and became more prominent sometime in the
if this,
90s and then was obvious as fuck by 2010.
Yeah, like RoboCop's a
I,
good
I,
movie, like, but
oh, it's
yeah,
a great movie. RoboCop's a great movie,
but you can
but
see
it
how the
is,
RoboCop is
decline.
a classic.
You can see how the decline happens. Like I love RoboCop and stuff, but you can see how like the decline kind of starts there.
yeah, you're right. I can see.
With RoboCop?
You can see how
Yeah,
Hollywood
just
was discovering how to produce like modern slop to maximize consumers, like the formulas they were figuring out. And I also love RoboCop too, but
Oh, so do I. That's a good sequel.
yeah, like it even has meta commentary on how it's a sequel and it's like funny and done well. But like,
Yeah,
well, I'll
but
tell you guys, if this film Stalker was English speaking, and I didn't have to, I'm not even saying dubbed, like actually an English speaking, I'd watch it over and over again. It would be effortless for me to plug it in all the time and
yeah,
kind of just catch it before I go to bed for 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there, just to something to fall asleep to. But because it's a Russian or Soviet, subtitled film, it's like I want to rewatch it. I really do, but that's kind of the downer about it. And you guys are, some of you guys are mentioning that's that.
why is
I
that a
totally
downer
want
though?
to be able to have to have it on in the background or not even in the background, but to just not be, totally alert and you know, focused completely. Being able to just have it on casually and be able to, watch bits and pieces of it. Like you can't really do that because of you really gotta like, you know, pay attention the whole time and watch and then having to read the subtitles while you're trying to watch what you're watching.
I know
Just
what you mean.
it's annoying.
I
It's
I,
annoying.
I don't like
That just comes
subtitles.
with the territory. That just like when you're watching an art house film, like you are supposed to pay attention. It's
I
just
mean,
part of
I,
the game.
I had to, guys, I had to pause this movie like 15 times and rewind it 10 seconds. It's frustrating for me. Like,
Yeah,
I want to be able to just understand everything and understand, know who's saying what. And That was a little confusing. I'm not saying it's like I'm not trying to rip the film, but that's just kind of.
Yeah, it's just the version that we watched. It wasn't the best version. There's better translations out there.
Well, even then too, it's a foreign film, so you have to read the subtitles, and sometimes like you miss a subtitle line.
But even the subtitles that we saw, it wasn't the best version of the subtitles. Like there's versions of it with like better subtitle with better translations.
I mean,
Well, it's it's kind of disappointing for me that movies that are subtitled and in different languages don't get as much people watching, because they're some of the best films I've ever seen, the ones that I have to actually read subtitles, and they tend to be some of my favorite films. So
Yeah, people
sorry,
can't
Dave,
read
sorry.
in America, so it's
The-
asking too much.
the legend of
I can't
the
tell you how many.
the
I
legend
can't
of the
tell you how many
galactic.
times
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Dick. I can't tell you how many times I've turned on a movie that's in a foreign language that has subtitles and people just walk out of the room.
Oh
Well,
yeah, that's normal. That's so normal.
I
I
mean,
Part of
can't
the
read.
culture.
well that's a given. You can't show like more cultured stuff to the average person. You have to accept like just loneliness in that regard until you find other people. I
Well,
was
watching films is like that's definitely a solo venture, and I don't think that's going to change for me. I don't know anyone in real life that would ever entertain even watching like half of Stalker,
no fucking
You
way.
gonna
not
you
even
gonna
remotely.
watch like fucking Iron Man or John Wick, you know?
Dude, the people I know in real life, they're not even willing to watch
A Michael Bay film.
serious films. They're not even willing to watch a good movie that is in English. Like they're not even willing to watch fucking Bronson directed by Nicholas Winding Refn. Like if you can't do that, you're shot. You're done for.
They want to
I
watch
can't
fucking
even get people to
anime.
watch Face Off, that Nicolas Cage movie.
That's a popcorn flick, but it's fun to watch for some reason.
Yeah, well, you can't even get people to watch that.
Face Off is like it's fun, but I understand that it's basically fodder. But like John Woo is a talented director, so yeah, it works out.
Or like The Raid, that Asian movie.
Like a lot of people. I mean, they're either like complete idiots and just gamble, or there's like millennials. A lot of them watch anime. I can't. I would never be able to get them to watch Legend of the Galactic Heroes, which is like 1,000 episodes of that, and it's all subtitled, and it's all like more gritty and slow sci-fi that explores like human nature and like, oh, we overstretched our supply lines, and it's like, and then there's like these insurgents, and it's having like impact on our support for the war back home, and there's like, and we overstretched our supply lines, so our troops have to like raid fucking civilians, and now we're having to mow down civilians. Like,
Yeah, most modern anime is super fast paced and like 12 episodes, and that's it. Like that's all you get.
I don't want to talk
Well,
about like anime, but like it's just even if you try to go halfway with them, you're not getting them.
well, is that it for the Stalker review? I guess.
You
All I
want
can say now is go watch his other movies. I mean that's just par for the course. If you've seen this but you haven't seen the other stuff, what are you doing with your life? Go watch Nostalgia. Go
Celtic
watch The
Cat.
Sacrifice.
Mhm.
All
Yeah,
right,
it's fun.
Celtic Cat. Did you say this is your favorite movie?
I think it's legit one of the best movies ever made. It's probably my favorite Soviet film. It's between this and Come and See.
Yeah, I mean, this movie's really good. I was it was I was pleasantly surprised. Like I was like, yeah, like Hudson, this was a great pick. I'm glad I watched it. Never seen it. Awesome. Now I have to watch the rest of his movies. I think
Yes.
the more popular ones are actually older, and he made them, or this was one of his later ones, right? Or his more
Last one he did in the
Middle
Soviet
of
Union.
his career is what it was.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
Thomas, I'm blind just like you. Like I'm as equally as ignorant of Soviet film as you are. Like I don't know anything.
For me, this is a top 10 or at least top 20 movie. Honestly, like I don't have very profound like top 3 movies. It's like The Matrix, The Thing, and Videodrome, but like it's definitely up there. This is a important movie to me. Like this movie literally like contributed to me doing some exploration in real life and walking around woods trying to find like abandoned places. This and the Stalker games too, which I would recommend. Like all of those things are connected. Obviously, Roadside Picnic, you can read that. There's one good audiobook. I don't remember who the fuck made it, but he has a grizzled voice, and he was like the perfect dude to read this book. I recommend that. Uh, and then the Stalker games. I mean, if
Primarily, I would say Shadow Chernobyl, the first Stalker game, and
I mean, go through it chronologically.
Pripyat.
Shadow of Chernobyl, Clear Sky, Call of Pripyat, and then you can play Anomaly, which merges all the games together, and then and then it doesn't matter anymore. And
I
then
used to play the the Shadow of Pripyat mod or Call of Chernobyl.
yes,
Combine all three.
I did that too. Because of the Warfare mod, and then I switched over to Anomaly because people told me it was better. And also,
And then there's Gamma, but that's
also
if you hate yourself, you play
the
Gamma.
Metro, also adjacent to this, the Metro series, at least the first audiobook by Rupert Degas. You can just listen to that. He does a good job reading that. You can just relax and he immerses you in it. That book I also is clearly inspired by Roadside Picnic and this. Like actually this movie coined the term stalker into the Russian language. Like that's why they say the word stalker. If you play the stalker games, stalker
It's a
they act
anagram.
yeah, they say the word stalker.
Abbreviation.
Like that became this movie made the word stalker an actual word in their language. And in Metro, they refer to people who go up to the surface in the post-nuclear world. They call them stalkers, and it's very similar in. It's very similar to Roadside Picnic. It's way more like over like it's a World War III happened and they all live in the metro tunnels, but it's also kind of character driven, but there's like supernatural stuff and it explores humans, how humanity is like dealing with living in fucking tunnels like rats. And
You have
also the games.
anomalies like the zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
The in the games, like even I think Last Light deviates from the books. That's when the franchise kind of starts feeling a little sloppy and cinematic. But they also you go into mysterious places and you answer like a magic phone that talks to your soul or whatever. And it's just it's all just tied together. And if you're a 4chan or neckbeard gamer, you probably, if you have not touched one of these, but you've touched some of them, I mean, might as well go into the rest of it, including reading Roadside Picnic or listening to the audiobook.
Yeah, that's all I can. I think I've said everything. Just
so
watch the movie, read
what's the
Roadside Picnic, and
next
play Stalker.
what's the next film choice?
I don't even know who picks next. I
It's
forgot.
supposed to be me, but I want to ask Daggers since he's here.
Um. Well, I
If
guess
you're
I
willing to
guess
be on the next one.
Hey, I'll
that's
talk about your favorite movies. I mean, Videodrome and The Thing. We can do that, but I don't want. I want you to pick though. And if you don't have a choice right now, Dag, you can wait. 48
no,
hours.
those are my choices. By the way, I watched Dead Presidents. That movie blew me away. That was amazing. Or yeah. That's the name of it.
Yeah, it's fucking good.
It's
Yeah,
like
no,
my
dude.
favorite movie.
That might be one of my fucking top tens now. Like that movie completely sucked me in. I forgot I was watching a movie. Like I'm usually jaded. I'm like these are actors and they're all pretending. No, I forgot I was watching a movie with that.
Well, I'm glad you liked it, man.
Yeah, that was and it's technically a Vietnam War movie, and I was always looking for better ones. I never even heard of that. So yeah, that was good.
Yeah, man, you can pick the next one, and we'll do it in a week or whatever. Let's
You,
do it.
yeah, I'll just fucking say the thing or Videodrome. I guess maybe Videodrome because maybe the thing's too.
People talk about the thing a lot on the internet. Videodrome would be the less discussed film.
If you want to take the road less traveled, then yeah, Videodrome.
Yeah, we
But
don't
we'll
like
do
beating a dead horse around here, so Videodrome makes sense. It's a Cronenberg film. We haven't talked about any of his stuff yet.
all right. Well, we'll do Videodrome next weekend.
Yeah, sounds good to me,
Anything you
guys.
guys need to spurt out before I cut the stream off?
I don't think so. Go watch everything Tarkovsky made. Everybody who's listening to this, like do that before you do anything.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Well, thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you. This.
How long was that? That was like
It's an
an hour and
hour 43. Is this like,
that's
is
not
the
bad.
stream still going? It's not giving me the little stat sheet. There it is. Yeah, we had 195 views, 15 minutes was the average view duration. 93 concurrent was the peak. I mean, 39.
Really?
It was,
90?
it
30.
was 39. 39. I had
Oh,
like a
39.
retard
Like,
moment.
no,
Got
That's
39
two
not
is
bad.
new
not bad
subs
for a.
from it.
It's a lot. Like
I got 2 new subscribers.
I mean, fucking outperforms everything I
Officially
do.
a 500 sub channel.
oh wow.
Yeah,
Hit five.
I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to doing Videodrome. I was gonna review that on my channel, my original channel, and I never got around to it. I still haven't watched it, but I've wanted to do a review and watch it and do a review, and now we can do it next week. So it's perfect.
Yeah,
It's a great choice.
that's a perfect movie for watching on like Saturday night. Just like it's like it's like one of the perfect just night movies.
Oh, by the way, you guys, I'd like to do it on Saturday evening or late evening, if that's okay with you guys.
Worked for me.
Yeah, sure.
So
Yeah, it's
Saturday.
planned for Saturday. Yeah, it's planned for Saturday. Guys, Hudson, what a pick, man! Like I want to rewatch it, but I hate how I gotta. I think I got to get a different version because whatever
Yeah,
I
we,
watched, I just
and I
Oh,
do
I
know
think
what
the
you
that's
mean by
subtitles were
fine.
shit.
oh, like who's saying what. Like they didn't. Yeah, I saw what you mean for sure.
Western hot
Well,
baggers to the server.
I'll be honest, bro. Like I watched the YouTube version and something just felt wrong about it. I don't know. Like
Same.
I
Yeah.
feel like I didn't even watch the real movie or something. I don't know, but it was good. I really liked it.
It's still amazing.
Yeah, I watched it on cflix.to, and I had a lot of subtitles to choose from. It's like 50 subtitles, and most of them are like delayed and wrong. So
Yeah, they're whipped up by Alibaba.
Yeah,
Damn, excess mail. You added the Phoenician golden chud mask as an emoji.
Fuck yes, I did. I also added 2 Tarkovsky portraits. See that?
Oh, I see.
Let me look. See
One where he's
Western
directing on
backed in
set, and
here.
then one
So
where he's a
I
young
guess the review
lad.
was so good it inspired him to come back.
the Tarskotsky approves one goes hard.
Are all of his movies about like sci-fi stuff? Like are they all like?
No,
It's this
no.
and Stellaris. Stellaris is more obviously sci-fi. The Stalker has some science fiction stuff in it, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's a hard science fiction movie.
It's sci-fi-esque, if that.
Just I love when a film exceeds my expectations. Like it doesn't happen all the time, but or I would say most of the time, especially if it's like less than 20 years old. I mean, new stuff, I try to like, give it its due or whatever, and ends up just being a massive disappointment almost every time. This movie like
Yeah.
took my breath away. I
Dude,
was like,
that was
yeah, this is great.
dude, that was my reaction with Dead Presidents. I'm like, okay, he told me to watch this movie. I guess I'll try to see what it is, and then I was completely fucking into it. I was completely like zeroed in.
That's cool,
That
man.
needs to go on
I'm
the
glad you
docket
liked it.
too. That's worth revisiting. I know Thomas has already done it, but like we should probably do it as a group.
Yeah, I'd do it again. I
Yeah,
always like talking
I
about movies that I like.
yeah, like I felt like I was there and whatever in the fucking hood. Like it was all realistic. Even the crazy shit that happened is like crazy shit that would happen in real life. Like things that stories you hear that happen to other people in your hood. Like it was all. The only thing that was over the top was Vietnam, but I mean that it's a fucking war, so I mean that shit could have happened.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're doing a David
That-
Cronenberg film. That's great. We're on a roll right now. We're going from Tarkovsky to David Cronenberg, like one cinematic genius to the next. Let's try and keep this streak going.
Yeah, guys, I
What's
just
up
like
with
talking about. Oh, Hudson fell off.
Having connection problems, I
What's up?
think.
What's up, Western? How's it going, man?
No, I'm. This just start?
No, it
it
just
just
ended.
ended.
Oh.
Dag is streaming on his Twitch right now, but
I mean,
the movie stream just ended.
I just woke up. I missed it.
I just unprivated it so people could hop in here and chat if they wanted.
But no, Dag, you got a good list for like. I mean, they're kind of everyone's seen them, whatever. But Matrix
so
and The Thing are your
I,
favorite.
I know they're lowbrow
They're
and
good
popular.
movies.
It's like yeah, like with the Matrix, it's like yes, I know everybody's seen it. I know everybody's sick of hearing about it, but I've rewatched it because I actually enjoy it. Like you have to
It's
give
a
credit where it's
special
due
movie,
sometimes.
dude. It's such a fantastic like crowd pleaser blockbuster. It's so stylish. It's so visually interesting. It has brains and it has beauty.
Like some
I love
things,
that first Matrix film.
Have you
some
guys seen
Sequels,
the?
not so much.
yeah, no, I agree.
I went to the third one by myself in the movie theater, and I watched it all the way through like, by myself in like the corner. It was great. I mean, I know it's not that good a movie, but I enjoyed it.
Have you guys seen Dark City?
Yes,
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yes,
I
I
yes.
reviewed it.
have. That's
Yeah,
Alex
yeah.
Loved it.
Proya's film.
I love that movie
Fuck, who
too.
did I review Dark City with? I can't even remember who I had reviewed that with.
Dismal and Western.
You're right. Yeah, that was a great fucking film. Really, I like
Yeah.
Dark City. I like all them. I like sci-fi though. It's become one of my favorite genres in film. You know what film I liked that's kind of a normie movie or whatever was
What's that?
Life with Jake Gyllenhaal. What a movie! I mean, it
It was good.
I
I
was
don't know if
expecting it.
I'd call it normie.
I was expecting it to be just shit. I was expecting just like slop, and I'm like, no, this movie's cool. Like I thought it was great.
Very well acted.
You see that one, Dags?
Life. Is that the weird one where he's like floating in like a bubble that has like a tree? They're like floating bubble islands or something, or am I
No, it's outer
tree?
space, and
Oh wait,
they
tree.
run into a foreign species.
No, I'm thinking of Tree of Life. I think something completely different.
Ryan Reynolds, Jake Gyllenhaal. Check it out. Life. I'm not going to say it's
Oh,
like a masterpiece, but I was expecting like just kind of just slop, and it was like, no, this movie's one of my. I mean, I just enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the better films I'd seen in recent years. So
before I forget, the Andromeda Strain is a book I loved as a kid, and I watched the movie, and that is a extremely grounded, extremely hard sci-fi movie where it's like an alien disease like lands on Earth, and then most of the movie is a lot of the movie is them like researching what the fuck it is in like a top secret lab.
Yeah, that's an underrated one that nobody talks about. That came out in the like very early 70s. That was directed by the guy who ended up directing Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Um, but before he got into science fiction, he directed like um, some horror films and stuff like that.
It was
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
it was just interesting like how like extremely grounded it was. All the characters were very just realistic and nothing no extreme over the top like plot really happens, and yet but like that makes it interesting to watch because it's like well what could possibly happen? They're just researching this like alien disease, and it's yeah, it's good. Like the book was good.
By the
I
way,
enjoyed the
you
movie,
guys,
but I don't think I like it as much as Alien.
I, I like talking about movies with you guys, like with like this kind of low budget, like no intro video. Like I don't even care about the whole talking over each other or the audience. Like, not getting lots of clicks and likes and views. Like, I just love just bullshitting with you guys about movies. It's fun.
Like I have one of my field slaves in the live chat, Tyrese Hill Football. I thought about giving him a wrench because I do find him kind of funny.
And it's a
But
low
most
inhib.
people
You
in the
shouldn't give
chat,
him a wrench.
yeah, you're right. I know some of them are some other gentlemen or homies in the Thomas White server. But
Well,
most people in
whatever.
the chat, like, there's that tax insurance guy who was just trolling the whole time. I didn't see Broski
Yeah,
though. I
he's
was
annoying
surprised he
as
didn't
fuck.
show up. Oh no, you do this so you look at like your chat. Like you just grow to hate your audience.
They were kind of
At least
being
mine and
Oh, I told Western Decline, like, I didn't even want to do a stream this week. Like, fuck them. Like, they got fucking like 14 hours in the last like 2 weeks. I can take a day or a week off. Fuck it.
I
Quality
know
over
he's had
quantity.
issues with his chat. I might do a stream tomorrow night, but I don't know. They probably don't deserve it.
Some of them do. I mean, like, there's just the small minority of people that are very likable in the live chat. You know, like Flip, MMS, Sloth, um,
Magic Man's
William,
cool.
obviously, Magic Man, um, Sig, assuming Sig is even still around, he's going to come back. There's a good handful of like these vetted regulars that are obviously like, you know, we appreciate their presence, but it's kind of offset in a way.
I mean, we can assume like most people are probably decent. Like only like 12 out of like the 200 viewers of these streams actually even are in the live chat. Like most people don't even like comment or aren't even engaging in the live chat. Like
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
like kind of two different groups.
Well, it's like this stream, it was floating around 30 to 35, but there was only like 10 unique people chatting.
Well, if you get like, if we did like the film like The Matrix, you'd probably get 50, 60 because more people would probably seen the film, you know.
More people
That's
cared
gonna hurt
about
your.
this
It's gonna.
review than they did The Robber or The Old Man.
Yeah, The
Sea.
Robber is another foreign film though. Like most people didn't watch it, so if you pick a movie like The Goodfellas or The Godfather or whatever, The Matrix, like you're gonna get more views or more live viewers because you know more people have seen it. You know, you can't expect people to sit down and watch a 2.5, 3 hour fucking Soviet movie that they've never heard or seen, you know, and like get all these like views and clicks and likes and engagement in the chat. Like you'd get way more with like a movie like RoboCop.
Yeah, plus some
Whenever
of
I do these streams or these
Not
movie
that it
reviews, it just
matters.
feels like I feel like I'm casting pearls before swine whenever I do these streams or reviews.
well,
In a
fuck 'em.
way, you are. I hate to break it to you.
I know.
Just
I'm not gonna
kind of
lie,
how it
guys. Like
goes.
this is like my favorite streams to do. Like me and Pat used to just talk movies, and I I get kind of like you've said it. Everyone said it. Like even Western Decline or whoever. Like even a dashboard took like a year off the internet. Like you spend every waking week and day like discussing how everything sucks. Like it just gets a little old.
You take a break, Bucko.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are more three-dimensional than that around these parts. I don't think we just say, "Hey, everything sucks." I think it's, you know, it's
It's
deeper than
over.
that.
Yeah, like I
yeah,
explained.
it's
Yeah,
kind
the
of
whole
But the
meme of
remainder of the black pill space is extremely one-dimensional, where they just complain about their own lives, they bitch about lookism. It's like you don't even understand your own plight. Like you don't even have step one figured out. That's the issue with
What?
Rehab Room and like all those similar adjacent channels. Like they don't even know how to assess the problem.
Well, it's like with the videos on my YouTube channel. The ones that do the best are literally ones where I just complain about how the wage cage sucks, boomers are evil, and like my life sucks, and women are
Yeah.
like
evil.
women suck.
Yeah, like literally one of my most viewed videos, and it's like my third most liked video is just literally titled "My Life Sucks, Women Are Evil," and I got fucking like Ryan Gosling and ER in the thumbnail, and it was just a shit post. And I had like femcells raging at me in the comments. I'm
oh
like,
yeah, that was funny. You had like radical
yeah.
feminists in the comment section like deconstructing.
How did you
Uh,
attract radical feminists? That's amazing. You wow.
Dude,
Just the title of the
I'm
video, bro.
They probably posted it on Reddit or something.
They probably have like some Discord like or yeah.
but it's like these people obviously don't seem to think all that deeply about what they're looking at. Because if you look at the thumbnails on my channel, dude, like they're so absurd.
They couldn't tell it was like sort of course sarcastic, sort of not. Like they just thought they just took everything literally.
There's two
My
sides of
stuff,
that.
like,
One side is that, yes, and then the other side is there are black pillars and incels and stuff doing that unironically. You can't tell the difference.
Yeah, that is a good
like,
point.
like in my videos, if I'm like complaining about something in my life, I'm intentionally hyperbolic and exaggeratory. Just because I try to make jokes in it too. Just because like it's like what Western said on the other night or on my stream. that I last did. He said people won't watch stuff because it's funny and entertaining. That's how you get attention.
If
Yeah.
the
So I try to make jokes in my videos. Like on my video on rationalism, I like used Occam's razor by saying like my house slave said, "I doo doo in my pants, nigga." Like, just say absurd shit. That's all I do. I kind of sympathize with the writer though in the movie and that. I mean, obviously, like I'm not making money making content, but it's like if I was, like I'd literally have to make content the audience wants, not the content I would want to
yep,
make.
Yeah. Audience
exactly.
Content
capture.
videos I decide that I want to make generally do the worst.
I mean,
And
yeah, like
I make like low effort, like complaining videos, and those get all the likes and views.
well, just talking about what only you're interested in is inherently risky because it could be the case that 90% of people could think what you're interested in is boring.
Yeah, it's like
So like,
Collective Dismal. His videos that tend to do the best are ones where he's specifically talking about like women or the wage cage or it's complaining slop. Was more philosophical or like ideological centric vids tend to do worse.
well, because some of his like philosophical videos they require like a lot of mental effort. Like you can't just passively consume it while you're doing something. Like if he's complaining about his life, you can passively consume that while you're like mowing the lawn. But like if he's like discussing some complex philosophical idea, like you might have to rewatch it and do like some background reading of your own to really try to grapple with what's being said. Like
All right, hey guys, I'm gonna jump. But we'll plan on Saturday Videodrome.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
stoked
Yeah.
for that. It's a good
good for me.
choice.
Sounds good.
Yeah, good
I
choice, Dave.
might
All right.
stream tomorrow night, Thomas, if you can make it.
Yeah, I probably won't be able to, but maybe we'll see. But I'll keep it. I'll be in the chat if I'm not on. You guys have a good night.
Yeah,
You
you
too.
You
too.
too.
Later.
See ya. Oh.
That driver thumbnail, by the way, was so great that I like remade it.
What the one with ER, the
Yeah,
backseat?
look in the VC
I mean,
chat right now.
I have like I had cropped that image, the full images. I don't even want to. Oh yeah, you got the full image.
Why is there a black kid overdosing in your passenger seat?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that
Who
mean
is
I
that?
cropped out the homie OD and on ER shoulder. Oh no, dude, what is that? That
What is that Neanderthal
That's a
or
terrifying creature, isn't it?
that's
Oh my god.
that's like a congoid, like straight out of the jungle.
That's an Anatolian. No.
he looks like a fucking dinosaur that got stung by a bee.
Straight up. Straight up, yeah. Yeah, I did a good handful of remakes of this whole like the ER being driven by the driver. I had a fun time doing these like vintage aesthetic remakes, remasters.
I remember one of the fem cells was like soying out in my comments because like ER beggar is like ER is probably your idol. You just need to talk to women, Chud.
Yeah, because just talking to them is so productive.
Because there aren't men
Works.
that have fucked a lot of women and grew to hate them. Like that doesn't happen.
Although I've had people soy at my comments too, because I made some videos just talking like the atheist question or something like that. Just because I'm like, I'm gonna kick this little Reddit hornet's nest and see who springs up, and I get
Dude,
people
that got a
like,
lot of
oh,
views, even when your channel was like a lot smaller. Like that really drew attention.
um, on my
That was like,
first channel, I literally had like 30 subs. I think I made a video. I got 800 views on it, and I remember the first comment. Like this dude left like a 30 paragraph essay
Huh.
in my comments, and it basically boiled down to religion. Atheism is true because I was in the army and I used my GI Bill to study religion in college. Therefore, religion fake and gay. It's like, okay, dude. I got called a Christian nationalist even though the gay video I said I wasn't a Christian.
dude, I think there's people on YouTube that are
It's-
constantly looking up like Christian like video uploads, and they're like 20, like they're on those search for videos to debunk 24/7.
You'll
So
get
that's
like
well,
probably
it's
how they
so
found you.
funny. It's so funny when I make those videos and then they make arguments against me that they'd use against a Christian while I'm not a Christian. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
dude.
do
You,
you actually
you missed
think
the
that
point.
Adam and Eve existed? Like, do you actually think that Noah, like, saved all the animals on, like, a boat? Why do you think that? A talking snake?
My
Really?
response would be like why should why should I think a certain way, or particularly why should I accept any mainstream narratives of any kind? That would be the best initial pushback I would provide.
Yeah. I liked making videos on why evolution is fake and gay, and I kind of liked making Craig mad over it too.
Well, I wish Craig would make more videos, and it'd be funny to see you
Yeah.
guys like have a
I,
debate.
I need maybe I could like start commenting like Craig thinks his grandpa is a fish, like rage bait him, and make it
Yeah.
more like atheist content. Uh,
I mean, he does. He really does think it's the most important thing.
yeah, he's
He's
obviously
more
got
anti.
like a chip
He's
on the
more
shoulder
anti-Christian
towards
than he is
Christianity.
anti-pagan, though. Like he's more anti-Christian
Yeah.
than he is anti-pagan. I don't like Christianity either, but I'm just not as antagonistic.
He's very emotionally charged about it. It's obvious, which I don't. I'm not here to defend Christianity, but I don't think it's a great Satan like he lays out.
I
Well,
think it's
yeah, he thinks
stupid,
it's
but
like
yeah.
evil ruining the West.
Like, it's. I mean, Christianity, Abrahamism is fucking dumb as hell, but it's not, like, the reason that everything's fucked up.
I
Yeah, I
liked
just.
when Craig would talk about how cool blacks are.
Oh yeah, that was funny. He was saying like blacks are like they have a
They're the
monopoly on
most
cool.
athletic. Yeah,
Yeah, even though yeah, like even though
that's funny.
there's no current UFC champion that's like black, but well, he was sticking to his guns with that.
More
Well, there's
cool
a
and
reason we have a
virile.
Craig emoji.
Uh, Before I got terminated again 2 years ago, one of the last big videos that blew up was I just said the Fallout TV show sucks in the title.
And then he got
You got a bunch of bots in the comments, I assume.
Got bots and like Redditors and shit. I don't even remember what the fuck I said. I was just like, I mean, I mean, we've been over this fucking. Just, I just that was before the. That might have been
I
before
saw the
Shady Sands got
trailer
nuked.
and knew it was gonna be. I saw the trailer and knew it was gonna be dog shit and it wasn't Fallout.
Yeah, it
It was
looks.
Fallout 4. It was that,
Yeah, the
but it spat all over Fallout 1 and 2's lore in the first season, and it's shitting all over New Vegas now, and it's probably gonna continue to shit on New Vegas in season 3.
they're gonna bring out the Enclave, and they're gonna have Joshua. They're gonna have Joshua Graham, and they don't know how to write a religious character, so they're gonna have him like maybe just be a retard that like Bible thumps people. But with like their writing, it's gonna be like he'll literally like beat a Bible over your head. He'll like literally smack it over your head.
He'll hit you with the Book of Mormon.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
that's what Joshua Graham is, XSWL. He's a Mormon.
Who?
Joshua Graham, a character in New Vegas. He's a Mormon.
the
Him and
burned
another
man.
character named Daniel.
That's a really
Joshua
strange detail to work into a video game. A character being a
Joshua
Mormon.
Graham though is actually a very well written, cool character. Like he more just talks about Jesus and stuff, but like you dig a little bit, and it's like, oh, he's a Mormon
It doesn't really
because
come
they talk
up.
about.
It's the fact that Joshua Graham comes from a tribe. Uh, everything was nuked. He comes from a tribe in the Zion Valley where they lifted, or maybe he came from Salt Lake City because he's wearing a Salt Lake City police vest. So they just lifted Mormonism. He started reading it, and that got him into Christianity. He got fucked over by Caesar's Legion. He was a general doing like atrocities, and then they set him on fire for failing, and knocked him over the ledge, and then he rediscovered Mormonism and read it while he was in pain from his burn wounds. And it's actually like a deep character because he like rediscovered the importance of like community and family. He returned to his tribe, which welcomed him back in, and then he tried to mobilize them to defend themselves from the other tribes.
I don't think I've never done the Daniel ending in Honest Hearts.
Fuck
Where you
that
have
pussy.
Yeah, I've never done it. Like I'm always like, yeah, let's go kill the white legs.
Who the Joshua Graham like undeniably mogs him. Like that's the most brutal mogging in like a game. It's like here's your two choices. This fucking amazing awesome badass versus this other dude that wants to like turn tail and run.
Or in Old World Blues, I always killed the think tank. Now I'm just like, yeah, Dr. Mobius is right. I just kill everybody in the think tank.
Can't you do like a peaceful resolution where I forget what I did. I don't even remember how that ends.
You can because like I remember the whole thing was like you don't want them getting out of the big MT, so because they figured out that like, oh, they lobotomize you, but you still are like conscious and have free will, you could say, and they're going to use what uh whatever data was used to have you maintain your consciousness, put their brains into other bodies. I remember it was like the whole thing with it, and you didn't want them getting out because they'd cause just all kind of havoc and harm.
Could have just put their brains in robots.
Yeah, I remember it's like the EMP fence, and you couldn't cross it unless you had a brain and a human body.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like they couldn't leave because like they're already in like robotic bodies, but
They can't.
lobotomite couldn't leave either because all the cybernetic brains and all that.
And I guess they don't know how to take down the fence. I don't know. I don't remember if it was held up by like big metal posts that you could maybe destroy, or if it was like a dome, like just an energy field.
Whenever I play Dead Money though, I always make a save before the end of it where I do the Father Elijah ending where you release the cloud in the Mojave.
See, that character, it's not even like a. Even that character is, for some reason, badass. Like Father Elijah. He's just like he's just gone full schizo and he's just gonna exterminate everything.
He just literally went billions must die, and
Yeah,
or it's
he's
like say there Ulysses, he's like, Courier, you're evil. Now why shouldn't I nuke the NCR or the Legion?
Ulysses. I didn't. I didn't really care for it too much. Like even Father Elijah is better. Like in Big Mountain, you can even find traces of Father Elijah's staying there. You find like his ray gun and like where he set up camp and shit. And like there's a difference between Father Elijah and that cuck that nuked the entire NCR somehow in the TV show. Because like Father Elijah is like an actually he's like a chud that is actually like insane. He's just like he's completely tired of everything and just wants to nuke everything, but with a virus. Whereas the cock in the TV show lost his wife or whatever bitch to the NCR, so he's like the fact that people form groups is the problem. So I'm going to nuke Shady Sands, I guess.
And for some reason, nuking Shady Sands wipes out a civilization that spans 4 states.
Did you know that apparently the Great Khans, because they're the biggest raider, they're the most noteworthy raider group aside from the Fiends. So obviously the TV show writers they recycled them without understanding them, and now the Great Khans have more territory than the NCR. They went from 100 people to now they span up to like Wyoming.
Well, also too, I remember near the beginning of season 2 where they're at Novak at the motel where the dinosaur's facing the wrong way and the highway to Repcon is missing next to the motel. But those are like great cons there. And even the great cons aren't just like they portray the great cons almost like they're fiends in the show.
Yeah,
They're
because
just like retarded, crazy raiders.
they do not understand. They don't understand these fucking factions or the setting. Like, I mean, clearly. It's just like I was thinking about playing Fallout 1 and 2, and then it just makes me think about the TV show, and like I don't even want to touch it now. Like it just
Or
pisses me
how
off.
Lucy's vault was literally like right there next to where the master was, and it's like, why did the master never send super mutants there to take them?
Yeah, it's,
There's the idea that they might try to bring the master back.
yeah. They might. There's a character that they might dip into an FAV tank, and then he's gonna emerge from the tank, and he's gonna say, "Huh, I feel kind of like a master now."
I'm going to create a master race.
I'm kind of like a master, and I want to bring unity to the world.
We need to make everybody like me so there'll be no more human conflict.
It
No,
actually,
you can't do that. You're like a heckin' Nazi or something.
dude,
And then
talking to
that's probably
redditors
some.
about Caesar's Legion is so draining.
I hate what they did to the Legion, but also the Legion shouldn't even really be a thing 15 years after New Vegas, assuming Caesar died shortly after
Dude, they
the
didn't
attack
even
of Hoover Dam.
they didn't even pick any of the canon endings. Like they just had the courier just not exist. Just never happened. All the Bethesda protagonists, that all happened. Oh yeah, of course. The New Vegas protagonist, no, that never happened.
Or they might. There's the idea that like they might reveal the ghoul was the courier. Because they're like, he knew Victor from New Vegas, the Securitron, that was the cowboy.
I just when I want to subtly piss people off now, I'm like, Well, look at the great cons. They're back on top. Clearly, like, raping and pillaging is the way to go. Because look what Civilization did for the NCR. They got nuked by a cock and now they're gone. Now the great cons own more territory. So that's what you get with democracy. So clearly, we shouldn't do that.
Rape, pillage, do drugs.
Democracy will always end with getting nuked by a cock. So I guess I'm just going to be a mass murder rapist.
Or hell, like the Vipers aren't even in the show, and the Vipers are a pretty cool raider group.
Yeah, they didn't
Worship,
even
like the snake god.
they didn't even get that much like development either, and they were better. I mean, I could bitch, but there's endless things to bitch about the fucking show and all the soy cocks defending it.
Well, even ignoring the lore issues of the Fallout show, just the show on its own is shitty. Like the writing's just bad.
And the action shit and everything. It's like fucking watching the Star Wars fucking sequel trilogy. Everything's just goofy and unserious.
And doesn't complement the previous 6 films in any possible conceivable way.
And somehow Palpatine returned, and somehow there is like secretly an Empire fleet military that was secretly hiding and just had the same power level as the original Empire.
Yeah, the whole thing was studio malpractice. They definitely didn't really give a fuck about making an adequate sequel trilogy.
Well,
Like
the whole thing with like Palpatine like coming back just ruins like Anakin's entire character arc from
Sacrifice.
the original 6.
get another fucking villain. Like the Fallout TV show is gonna bring the Enclave back after they're fucking dead. Like
They've
you
been
can't
wiped out twice.
just get another. Make something like new. Like for
Dude, I feel like
fuck's
Star
sake.
Wars has a bunch of like comic books and like other like non-movie literature that they can rely on to. They could have like they had so much material to work off of, but they just
They did. Like they could have used a lot of things. They could have used the expanded universe, which yes, that had clones and shit, but I mean fucking the Luke and Palpatine clones was like the dumbest part of it, but like it wasn't like
George
a lot of
Lucas
it was
already had
retarded.
an outline. Like George gave Disney an outline, but they completely discarded it. They're like, oh no, fuck
Wait,
that. We're gonna make a movie for the fans.
do you remember how like the theme of the sequels at one point was like we have to, let go of the old, embrace the new. It was supposed to be a meta commentary of the fans not like wanting to change Star Wars and rejecting anything new. And it's like, why do you want this to be the theme of the product? Like, why do you want the setting to revolve around this shitty narrative? Because other settings revolve around like human nature never changes regardless of, space and time, like, or war never changes or something like that. And you want you're making this big movie and you want the theme to be like fans need to let go of what they like and embrace what Hollywood's doing now.
Yeah,
Which
it's stupid. It's like being slapped in the face with a fucking fish.
they didn't even stick to it too, which is even so
Well,
it
yeah,
has
they
no
weren't even
point.
consistent.
It has no
Yeah.
point. It's just spectacle garbage.
Yeah, it doesn't work as a trilogy.
Dude.
It doesn't work as a sequel. It's just very, very troubled, to say the least. I didn't even really care for Rogue One. I didn't think Rogue One was bad, but like, is it better than Revenge of the Sith? Is it like, fuck no? That was the last like seriously good Star Wars movie.
Actually, Oh yeah, to add insult to injury, they broke the lore and said that actually, did you know that you can warp speed and insta kill anything with your ship? So why didn't the rebels warp into the Death Star, cut it in half, or shoot a go through it like a bullet? And I actually I watched the Bad Batch, which is it's it's whatever. It was good, but
Was
it
it?
it it had an interesting premise. Have you seen it?
No.
I
Dude, I gave up
I
on that Disney Mouse Wars train a long time ago.
I
It
didn't watch
was
the Bad Batch. I watched the Clone Wars, the miniseries, and the animated one that was on Cartoon Network.
right. Yeah, I saw those too. It's like a direct sequel to the 3D Clone Wars. I'm not saying it's like amazing, but it was like it was good and it had a cool premise. It's like these clones. It takes place after the Clone Wars, so with the rise of the Empire, these clones have to survive in a galaxy that is rapidly changing, where the Empire is taking over everything, and that was actually interesting because they have to be mercenaries and do mercenary shit, and around them you see how the planets are changing, how the Empire is taking over, and it's like that's so we can make new things about Star Wars that is, kind of cool and interesting. If it was at least that level of quality for the sequels, then it would have been okay. It wouldn't have been garbage.
Star Wars, and really you could say this about like 90s and 2000s, early 2010s stuff of any media. It had edge Kino to it in a way. Like Star Wars The Force Unleashed was just edge chud Star Wars game.
It basically was, yeah.
Star Wars Force Unleashed was Kino.
Yeah,
or
I played the hell out of that when it came out. I was like 13.
It was too Mary Sue, but the audacity of it was kind of funny, especially when you just start doing
the
completely
power
non-canon
fantasy.
bullshit.
I remember, yeah, I remember like fight Luke and stuff, and I remember killing like fucking you kill Darth Vader and you see him where like he's been hurt and he gets that new suit. It's just so edgy and cool. His
It,
outfit.
it's so funny. It's so bullshit. Star Killer, he actually forces Luke to turn to the dark side just so he can try to win,
Yeah.
and then you dome his ass anyway. So you totally humiliate him. You're like, I made you turn to the dark side, and it didn't even matter because I'm killing you anyway. Because you just suck so much compared to me.
Star Killer literally is my favorite Star Wars character. It's because of how edgy
Like
he is.
I do kind of hate it, but it's like it's so over the top. It's like it's like it's ridiculous that it's at least not like the Mary Sue the way that like redditors in Hollywood would do it. It's 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 like fucking playing the game Prototype, but in Star Wars, where